I didn't prepare anything to say this sort of stream.
I did.
Go ahead.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Hey, everybody.
We were doing that earlier before stream. Oops. I didn't mean to move that. I meant to move my whole damn self. Oh, okay, now it's just not on me. Oh, God. I'm messing up my outfit. No!
Here, let me hold this for you. You can adjust it. It's okay. We got it.
That's the wrong one. It's fine. I'm not gonna.
There we go.
I'm not gonna.
Good as new.
You just wanted to make me so much smaller on your screen.
Why not bigger?
Because I don't want to cover the game. But thank you. I did the starting screen art myself. I drew all that and I animated it and everything. Yes. I'm here for the ugly Christmas sweater contest.
You win.
I actually have an ugly Christmas sweater, and it's red, and it has a llama on it, and it says "Fa la 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 llama."
Okay, team, are we ready to enact the mission that we discussed earlier?
Wait,
team.
mission? What
Don't
mission?
worry about. Don't reach out.
What mission?
Don't reach out.
No.
No, you need to play this game.
What is chat doing? What mission?
No missions. Don't worry about it. You have a game to play.
I do, but you're
telling
making
you what to do.
You're,
Sorry.
you're making.
Bonked you.
You just slap chat with the microphone.
Listen, it's important. The game is telling you what to do. You need to click to continue.
I understand that, but now you have me concerned.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
How dare you?
What?
Thank you. Thank you. Not gonna lie, if there had not been a rule in that banner contest about not including OCs, I would have 100% drawn my character in there causing mayhem, wearing the worst Christmas sweater out of all of them. There would have been cocoa spilled. I'm just gonna say that. There would have been cocoa spilled. It would have been a disaster. But hi, hello, and welcome. We're back with the good people. These are the people. They're pretty good. I think they're pretty neat, don't you?
I see some other real good people on your screen right now.
Is it chat?
It's fucking chat,
Because if it's chat's amazing.
Chat's the best, dude.
Oh, okay, yeah. So next is the king and queen, and then it's the trickster, and then the master of secrets.
I'm impatient though.
I know, but don't worry, you'll be seeing
like,
it as
so
soon as they're
excited.
unlocked.
I'm so excited. I'm defo gonna start a save.
Where's my bookmark?
It's in your book.
Ah, there it is.
There you go.
Okay. Gonna be a lights one. Oh, I love the lights one. The only reason I didn't put someone in the lights one in my art was because, like, I didn't know if you could use GIFs for banner images, and so I didn't want to make it more complicated. Oh. Okay. Right, so last time on Dragon Ball Z,
Last time
on Dragon Ball Z, oh, you can because of the boosted server. I mean, that's fair. Maybe I'll just make a silly gif of like, I'll roll a dice or a wheel or something and have it pick one of the characters at random, and I'll draw them in the lights Christmas sweater. We'll see. But yeah, last time on Dragon Ball Z, we were trying to be sneaky about going to talk to the druids to find the princess to help Shay, But then when the two of us were going to go leave a note for the druids, the Master of Secrets showed up and he was like, hey, nerds, do you want to go to the unseelie side of the kingdom and go look for the princess? Lol, here, it's a job now, you have to do it. Bye. And then now we're gonna go do that. Yeah, go ahead. Like I said, I drank most of them. You're more than entitled to the last one.
I must beg.
Okay. A little over 20 minutes had gone by since Shay and I had passed the border of Phalius. Why is it acting like... Hold on. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Hold on. Whoa. That's... Oh my god. Please. Sorry, it was kind of like cut off at the bottom of my screen, so I was trying to fix it, and it decided it didn't want to be fixed.
Just like Cooper.
Well, I'm sorry that you're staying up much too late, Lee, but I did miss having you hanging around, so, I mean... Sacrifices we're willing to take, right?
I am gonna need you to go to bed, though, sooner rather than later.
At a reasonable time.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
Speaking
but...
of people who didn't go to bed at a reasonable time, after I finished my book last night, I messaged Music Lover. Guess who the fuck was awake?
Music Lover. Music Lover. You're in trouble.
As I'm calling him out.
You are in trouble.
I was messaging him about the book club thing, and then he replied, and I was like, why are you awake?
You are both in trouble. I'm going to do nothing because I can't, but sleep, please. God, that fucking timing, bro.
Such good timing.
Oh, that was good. Summoned from the damn ether sea, dude.
Speak of the devil.
There you shall be.
Good thing red's my favorite color, right? I don't know. If you're going with the I'm gonna shut up now. Yearning for the cute Louises. Okay, well, I mean, you know. It's only partially my fault, I promise. Listen, I have no room to talk to any of you about going to bed at a reasonable time because half of the time I don't fall asleep until, like, I can't turn my brain off sometimes till, like, 4 in the morning, if I'm lucky. So, I mean, I'm not one to talk. Guilty as charged at this point. Bro, I took a nap in the middle of the day because I got 2 days in a row that I only got 3 hours of sleep. I don't know what's happening right now. Well, okay, I don't know what happened the night before. Last night was because I went to bed after reading my book and talking to Music Lover about books, and then I stayed up for like an hour after that, and then the dogs woke me up like 3 hours later. So that one wasn't my fault. That was the dogs, but you know. If I don't sleep then, I can't get comfortable till sunrise. Oh, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Sometimes you just hit that second wind. You miss that window, and now it's like, well, now my brain says that we're just on for the next 24 hours. Okay, that's fair, that's fair. I did go to bed eventually after we were done talking, too, so I get that. As long as you get your nappies in. I also took a nappy, so I took a nappy earlier today because I was falling asleep while doing a dungeon in Final Fantasy XIV, and I was like, it's probably bad if I fall asleep in the middle of the Vanguard. So, that was me. But I got Dragoon to level 100 today, so yeah. Also, ad break. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm sorry. I'm gonna play through the first ad break Um. what were we doing? Okay, a little over 20 minutes had gone by since Shay and I passed the border of Phalius. Everything's still so green, I'm surprised. It won't be for long. We're still in no man's land. Ease up now. I see Unseelie patrolling up ahead, and they'll be wanting to see our papers too. Best if I do the talking. They don't have to tell me twice. Truth be told, I'm right anxious about being back here again, even with documentation saying I can. Something about this arrangement with Keegan doesn't sit right. I mean, why would the Unseelie King agree to all this? Keegan wasn't even certain he knew about the princess sightings from what I recall. But I keep my last-minute reservations to myself. It's too late to turn back now, anyhow. And Unseelie just spotted us and is riding up this way with a mighty fierce expression. Oh, he's got a sprite now. Halt and identify yourself, Seelie scum. You're treading into Lugied's land.
Stay the blade, Unseelie. My name is Shay Fairglass. My companion and I have a writ of passage courtesy of Her Majesty Queen Aoife and your king.
Eh? Let me see that. The Unseelie rides over to Kara and snatches the writ from Shay's outstretched hand, squinting at the paper incredulously. A long minute passes before Shay clears their throat. You can't read, can ya? You shut your mouth. I need to verify the paper's legitimate is all. How am I to know the king's hand, huh? I didn't hear nothing about letting a soldier pass by today. What's your business here anyhow? I don't have to answer that. Oh, don't you now? We're gonna have ourselves a talk with my superiors then. Try anything funny and my men will make quick work of yous. To my surprise, Shay shrugs. Fine, makes no difference to me. As the Unseelie clicks his tongue and turns his horse round, a thought suddenly occurs to me. What if the signature isn't legitimate? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. What if it's forged? My heart lets out a thump. Neither Shay or I would know the king's hand, so Keegan could have written it himself. If it's forged, we'll have to hope it's accurate enough to fool a discriminating eye. Otherwise, we're in big trouble. Oh god. Was that Keegan's plan? Get us both caught crossing the border with a fake writ and then let the Unseelie deal with the Princess Loyalist and the fake Daona? Is that what's happening here? If so, I don't have much time to act. Nor many options. I fleetingly wonder if Robin would help us, but I don't think I know enough about their acquaintance with Shay to make that call. What? Wait, what? What? What mission are we talking about here, Lee? Oh my god, I heard an echo of myself from Autumn's room. Green screen yourself into the family photos. I clear my throat, which pulls both Shay and the Unseelie man's attention my way. You got something to say? No, I'm just coughing. Shay gives me a long questioning look before I reply. I wish I had a way to silently communicate my concerns, but I don't, so I just have to trust my gut. I can't help but think going all this way is a bit unnecessary. We've shown our papers. I haven't run. Oh, in a rush are we? Of course we are. It's got to be urgent business. It's got to be urgent business if both the Queen and King are working together, wouldn't you say? The man scoffs. Wouldn't know and don't much care. I'm a busy man myself besides. Think I want to haul the two of yous all the way back to the hold? Just my point. Eh? Oi, what are... Before the man can finish the sentence, I fish the incidental's purse from my satchel and toss it to him. Oh, we're just bribing him, though? I only spare Shay a quick glance, remaining firm in my resolve. I suspect there's enough to split between the lot of yous. The man palms the purse, testing the weight of it in his hand. He glances at me coolly, then opens the drawstring and lets out a loud lets loose a loud curse followed by a low muttering. I only catch the word Orier?
Or.
Or, okay. So just gold. I'll ask you one more time. What's your business here? We're hunting down a person of interest, the queen, to the king and queen both. There've been a few sightings in the border cities and towns. You guys are making me anxious here. Would you just knock it off? Listen, Samson has trained me to worry about it whenever someone says don't worry about it. How long will you take to secure this person of interest? We won't linger more than a month or two. The man stares at both of us hard. There's a battle warring behind his eyes, but to my relief, he eventually releases a defeated sigh. See that you don't. The unseelie man stows the purse and rides away from us quickly, and leads his men to do the same. Shay and I watch them leave. That was a big risk, T. He might have had his men on us for that. I know, and I'm sorry, but I didn't think we had a choice. We have no idea if the Unseelie King's signature is true. It could have been Keegan's hand. Shay sighs warily. If it was, I expect it would have held under scrutiny. There's easier ways to get us killed, and so long as I had this sash on me, my death would quickly become a treaty affair. No matter, what's done is done. Let's just get a move on. The leaves, sorry. With our business at the border behind us, Shay and I begin our journey to Murias proper. A crisp wind soon breezes by us, sending a swirl of autumn-twinged leaves down through its wake. The light fades fast as the day progresses. It surprises me at first, having spent so long in the sun, and the normalcy of it is enough to put a lump in my throat. I swallow the feeling back down. None of this is a distraction. I keep reminding myself, but as time continues to fly by, it's getting harder and harder to believe that. I just need to keep focusing on my goals. It's getting late. I was hoping to pass this place by before we stop, but... Come on. Kara and Darby's bound to be getting tired. Shay turns Kara before I can ask where we're headed. I don't plan on getting lost in these forests, so I'm quick to do the same. After about 5 minutes or so, we enter a clearing. Old jagged ruins scatter the landscape, and everything is deathly quiet. Wherever we are, it's been abandoned for a long time, long enough to give away completely to decay. Ah, thank you for the blanket on my glasses. Thank you. Shay rides us over to an old hitching post and dismounts, tying off both our horses at once. Without a word, they start building our camp. Yeah, I changed the blanket for the holiday season. Where are we? I already suspect the answer, but the silence is unsettling, so I have to ask. Duntalan? Duntalan. Or what's left of it. Folks around here call it Folly, though. I lived here when, I grimace, my hunch confirmed. This is what remains of the princess's stronghold. We don't have to stay here, I'm sure old Darb's got a few more miles in her. Jesus, I turned my volume up because I thought it was quiet, and then Darby scared me. Darby seems to huff and rebuke. I shoot her a stern look, but she just shakes her head to further emphasize her disapproval. At the very least, it makes Shay laugh a little.
I think it's snowing.
I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna be right back, guys. Hold on. I'm gonna be right back. Okay, just so everybody knows what happened, it was like the drizzle equivalent to snow. It was like it's like dandruff. But it wasn't that much. I'm not as excited by it as I thought I was gonna be, but it was worth going to look, because if I didn't look, then it would have been the better snow. I wouldn't know. I've never seen it actively snow before in my entire life. I've only seen the before and after. I got really excited thinking it was gonna be like more, but yeah, it was just like, I don't know, it was sprinkles. It wasn't even sprinkles. It was like a fraction of a dust. Well, that's okay. It's making slow progress. I am not gonna drink any of my delicious drinks at the moment, because I don't want to be bothered with getting it poured or drinking it at the moment. Like, I do, but I don't. Maybe later I'll be in the mood. Maybe Snow is just too shy to say hello to us because we're so cute. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's why the Snow's being shy. Let's see. Yeah. I can mix myself a drinky. It's just like my brain right now is like, ooh, this one. And then I was like, but do I want to mix it? My brain's like, okay, I don't want it anymore. Like, as soon as I thought more than just the impulse of just open the bottle and drink from the bottle directly, then my brain's like, no, never mind. I don't want to anymore. So, but that's fine. It just means that it's fine. It just means it's fine. I have water. Anyways, I'm gonna move away from the topic. Do you have to tempt me? No, not to. I shouldn't do it tonight when I'm supposed to be talking a lot. I shouldn't do it tonight when I'm supposed to be talking a lot.
I will give it to you.
We could put it in the fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, just put it in the fridge, and then if I change my mind, then I can grab it.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
It's alright. There's no ghost here I haven't seen before. Wait, there's no ghost here I haven't seen before? Hers least of all, if what Keegan told us pans out. Wait, are there actual ghosts, or is it your PTSD? Like, I'm a little concerned. Still, it can't be easy. No, but life goes on. Do you want to talk about it? Her? What happened? Let's get a fire started. It's not getting any warmer from here on. We fall into another long silence as we work. I gather wood while Shay gets the fire going, keeping their back to the tall, half-crumbling tower looming behind us. Once I'm back, the fire's good and going. Once I'm back and the fire's good and going, Shay glances over to me as I sit down. So, what do you want to know? Just because I asked doesn't mean... I know, but it's only natural. And since you're helping me hunt her down, I should catch you up, properly. Go on, it's fine. I paused for a moment, thinking it over. There were plenty of questions I wanted to ask, but I didn't want to overwhelm Shay either. Not if I can help it. Well, what was the princess like when you knew her? This was as light a start as I could think of under the circumstances. Shay smiles, but sadly. Better than no smile at all, I suppose. She was different. Different? Yeah, from other rich folk, let alone a princess. Most you'll get from any flath is pointless, but It's clear as day the lot of them only see people like us as means to an end. That's where the whole Bruni thing comes from. It gets flung back at me as an insult by the folks who think I'm mad or obsessed or something. But some Flatha honestly think it's the biggest compliment you could give a servant if they keep their head down. Even when they like you, you're still just some helpful little creature that cleans their house. Not a person, or even an actual Bruni. 'Cause I know Rumi wouldn't let half the shite I've put up with slide. The princess was only a few decades my senior, and didn't grow up at court, so that could have had something to do with it. I'm sure she was lonely, but she was nice, funny, a bit rowdy, and light-fingered too. Only the gods know why. It used to drive her keepers nuts, but she loved to sneak around and pick their pockets or take sweets from the kitchen. Mad woman tried to convince me to help her out a few of those times, but while I was willing to roughhouse with royalty, I was not about to let my mam catch me stealing. She would have had my hide. Still, though, the princess might have known it was her. I was her lesser, but it never felt that way when we played. We were just normal friends, like she'd grown up just across the way. I told her that I didn't want to be a servant once. Next day, she snuck me this here dagger and said she'd make me one of her guardsmen as soon as she could. Shay pats the weapon at their hip, the one I never seen them without. I think she meant to give me a real sword, but she couldn't manage to nick it back then. Just as well, though. Sincleth?
Shincleha.
Shincleha.
And then the plural. Shinclehi.
An unfreed class. Okay. Shinclehi aren't supposed to have those, and I don't think I could have made it out carrying anything heavier. I hear that heavy sadness creeping back into Shay's voice. I should try to turn the conversation around. Quick save. She sounds like a good friend. Oh, what does the other one do? Hold on. Ah, that one's a heart one. Okay. Sorry, you guys still can't see. It's like up in the corner. Oh, hold on. You can't see my cursor either. Hold on. It's up here in the corner behind Asterbun. There's like a little thing that pops up to tell me if it's like a friendship one or a romantic one or what have you. Should I be jealous? I'd meant it as a joke, as I was thinking it, and hoped it might lighten the mood, but I felt heat prickle at the back of my neck as confusion washes over Shay's face. Whoa. Oh. No, it was nothing like that. Shay's just my friend, and a princess besides. I'm not that foolish. We are from two different worlds. It wouldn't, Shay's words trail off as they take short glimpses of me from over the fire. It could be the cold or even the flames, but they look flustered and a little sad too. I mean, technically we're from different worlds too, Shay. Just more in the literal sense.
Maybe I am that foolish.
Yeah, there you are. Their blushing face is still so fucking cute. Shay gives their throat a good clear. Was there anything else you wanted to know then? I nod slowly, but don't jump into it right off. I'm not eager to lose the reprieve intention just yet. Let's get our dinner started first. I prepared a stew... What?
Mamo.
A stew my mamo... I think it's like stew my mamo used to make while I was getting our food ready the other day. We just need to get it on the fire. Oh, thank you for the lurkies. Thank you. Yeah, I'll be glad to give it a taste then. Don't think I've ever had, Oh, so humans.
Milesian.
Milesian. So don't think I've ever had Milesian stew. I laughed, shaking my head a little as I get up. I'm sure my Malaysian stew is nothing to write home about. Nonsense! I'm sure your Mamo stew is plenty to write home about. In fact, grab my parchment while you're getting the pot. I'll get your parchment after you've had it 3 days in a row. Shay snorts, waving me off. That's cute. 10 minutes pass as we get dinner going. Shay finds some long, sturdy branches among my pre-gathered pile and fashions them into a stand for our modest-sized portable cooking pot. In the meanwhile, I gather up the bowls and utensils, a bit of Shay's day-old bread, and one of the jars of stew. Discarding the topper, I scoop past the butter seal, empty the jar into the pot, and add a bit of water. It'll take a while to come to a simmer, so as we both settle down again, I clear my throat, figuring now's as good a time as any. What happened that day? I'd avoided asking this question for a long while. Figured Shay wouldn't want to relive it, and it was none of my business anyhow. But it's different now that we're hunting down a possible fraud. Shay's always sworn that the princess could have survived, but no matter how much I want to believe them, I have to judge how likely it sounds myself. Shay sighs. I remember it being later in the day. I was just finishing up my duties in the kitchen when my mum came running over and told me to get myself to the servants' passage and stay there till she got back with Mada. What were the servants' passages? Obviously a passage meant for the servants to stay at us. They probably don't know. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just too smart. I'm not. I just read a lot of fantasy. Exactly what they sound like. Just some back passages the servants used to get into certain rooms without intruding on the royals' quarters otherwise. There was one in the kitchen for bringing the princess her meals. They're not exactly secret in intention, but outsiders wouldn't know about it unless they were told or saw someone use them. I doubt my IQ is that high, actually. Mom didn't tell me what was happening, but I was starting to hear the commotion, so I figured it was bad. Bad enough that the princess could have been in danger, so I went to her instead of staying put. It was reckless, but ended up being the right choice. Passageways were compromised quick into the attack, so I might have been cut down if I'd done what Mum said to do. Not that she could have known. Anyway, I entered the royal quarters and found the princess in her room, curled up in a corner and covering her ears. I'd never seen her so frightened before. She was always the brave one between us. Why there wasn't a proper guard or something in there before me, I've no idea. She shouldn't have been left alone like that. It makes me wonder if we had a traitor, or if the Green Caravan bastards saw the Unseelie coming and decided to forsake their oaths. Regardless, someone had to take charge, and seeing as there wasn't anybody else, that someone was me. The princess's room was one of the highest points of the fortress, so I wagered we had some time to spare. Not much. Just enough to get her out of her nightie and to grab my dagger. She kept a cloak, simple tunic, and trousers hidden in her room for when we went off, and since I couldn't keep a stolen dagger on me or in my bunk, it was hidden along with her stuff. Thank the gods for it, too, because that was the only weapon we had. Well, other than a broom. After that, I took her back to the passages. Ooh. Originally, I was going to take her to the kitchens, wait for Mum where she asked. But as we got closer, we started hearing angry voices in the tunnels. I knew then that staying put wouldn't be safe, so I turned us around someplace else. Oh. It was the only exit that let up outside the fortress. I'd hoped there'd be some way for us to slip away unnoticed. But I was wrong. There were Unseelie everywhere. Everywhere. Nowhere was safe. From this way to that, someone was screaming, bleeding, dying. I didn't have time to think, so we just made a break for it, dodging death and destruction as best we could. Didn't avoid it all. I didn't avoid it all, though. That's how I got the scar on my chin. Some creep tried to grab us. I only just managed to wriggle out of his grasp. After that, just remember us running. Side by side, until suddenly we weren't. That's the last I saw her, but I know she wasn't cut down. Not here, at least. I know, because I looked. You looked? Wouldn't that have been dangerous with Unseelie now occupying? Shay slowly shakes their head, stealing their features into a murderous glare. They weren't occupying. The Unseelie barely had a foothold in Murias back then, and
Duntalan.
Duntalan was considered Falius land besides. It would have been foolish trying to hold that fortress, but holding it wasn't their goal. They didn't take Duntalan strategically. They sacked it, killed everyone they could, laid waste to the fortress, and looted the ruins like common criminals. That's why it looks the way it does now. After hiding in the woods for about a day, I went back and saw the Unseelie had cleared out, left the dead to rot where they fell. I searched for her, and found my Da. My heart twists as Shay swallows hard, rubbing the pinprick tears from their eyes. I move to rise and comfort them, but they hold up their hand and shake their head.
It's fine. I mean, it's not. But he died bravely, protecting my mum and sister, though she hadn't been born yet. He was a good man. Bridget wouldn't be here if it wasn't for what he did, and I wouldn't trade that for anything.
Understandable. Point is, I looked hard. I turned people over and scoured the surrounding woods for her or any other survivors. I found neither, so I grabbed what was left from the kitchens and ran to Tamar. I figured someone would have arrived with word before me, but no one had. All the princess's people were dead. Guards fled or died at the scene, as did the servants and the other common folk. My mom wasn't even in the city yet, but she had to stop in another border town to have Bridget. Me and my siblings didn't know she made it till she sent word. 'Cause of all that, I was the one to break the news to the king and queen. Duntalan had been ransacked, and the princess was missing.
Not dead. Missing. I figured she'd been taken by the Unseelie at first, but they never made threats. Never held a ransom. They never even admitted to the attack.
Wonder if Robin had something to do with it.
I'm gonna throw more wood on the fire.
As Shay abruptly gets up and walks around to the pile I'd collected, I take a moment to observe my surroundings, looking over the ruins and trying to imagine what this place might have looked like before all the destruction. Everything is overgrown, and a few of the wooden outbuildings remain upright. It's just the stone fortress itself, tall, dark, and silent, ghost-like. I grimace, feeling the weight of it in some way. An awful amount of senseless violence happened here, with little to nothing to show for it. But what's most upsetting to me isn't the destruction itself, it's that I've met its perpetrators, broke bread with them. Maeve, Robin, and the king weren't likely to have been directly involved in this base on the timing of the thing, but they're still part of the same cause. I mean, unless there was a plot and it wasn't actually Unseelie, but they were just dressed in Unseelie gear. Because, I mean, shit like that happens with royalty all the time. Was this really what the rebellion looked like? Did they think this was justified? I shake my head, unable to quite square the dissonance. Killing on a battlefield seems like one thing, but this, yeah, I don't think the Unseelie, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to think that the Unseelie would stoop that low. I don't think the Unseelie did it. I think they were just letting people think that it was the Unseelie. What's the... Oh, this one didn't get a marker. I guess I'll just do that. I don't know what the little marker that it indicated means. I guess it's like getting me favor points with the kingdom? Maybe? The court? Or no? Why would the Unseelie do this? Shay freezes in place, clutching the firewood in their arms. What do you mean? I fidget a bit nervously. I fidget a bit nervously under their scrutiny. I know this is a troublesome subject, so I take care to shape my words right. I just mean, I don't know, it feels so pointless or cowardly not to take ownership of what they did. You have to wonder what the purpose was. Wordlessly, Shay crouches down and feeds the fire. It was cowardly. Light flickers in Shay's eyes as they stand up again and look back at the fortress that had once been their home. But not pointless. As I said, the Unseelie were only just starting to carve into Murias, but it wasn't falling quite as quick as Gorias had. They no longer had the advantage of winter terrain, and the people of to the people of Murias, at least back then, the Unseelie weren't liberators, they were invaders. I imagine these setbacks made the rebels look and feel weaker, a little less like the unstoppable force of a reborn god, and more like, well, something defeatable. Either way, folks on our side started to let their guard down, to think stupidly that the rebellion had gotten over-ambitious and was now in its death throes. Maybe that pissed Lugaid off, or maybe he just wanted to speed things along. No matter what, he obviously wanted to send a message that neither he nor his rebellion was backing down anytime soon. So he snuck a small bit of his army across Murias and attacked the princess. King Henri?
King Henri.
Okay. King Henri was the one and only heir, right in the sights of Tamar. He killed everyone in her company and either hold the princess prisoner or make a spectacle of her death. Even if she got away, fled back to Tamar, the terrifying ordeal would have caused chaos in the capital and maybe helped kill the loyalist morale in Murias. Hi! Welcome in, Michelle. How's it goes? How you doing, cutie pie? Of course, that wasn't quite what happened. They didn't take her prisoner, and they couldn't confirm her death, but she wasn't in Tamar either. She wasn't anywhere. She was just gone, vanished, right under their noses. I feel like that means Robin had something to do with it. Have you ever asked Robin about it, Shay? Oh, playing Helldivers with Yar. Well, tell them I said hello. I hope you guys are having fun with Helldivers. Oh, God. Okay, I hydrate. Which is why they never claimed the attack. The fools made this big reckless move against the king, something that would demand retaliation, but had nothing to show for it. Nothing but dead civilians and a missing princess. I'm sure Lugaid was furious when he heard. I still don't think it was the Unseelie court. I sit up a little straighter. Thank you for the head puppies. Thank you. When he heard, Lugaid wasn't there? Hey, Yar! Welcome! Hello! Welcome. How you been? Man, I got all these super cutie patoots in my chat. What's going on? Is it my birthday? Let me adjust in my chair. Okay. Nope. A little odd, don't you think? Seems like a big task just to hand off to someone else. Shay gives me a little shrug. People might have gotten suspicious if Lugaid hadn't been seen in a few weeks. He tended to fight alongside his men in those days.
You for real?
Ouch, Aw, thank you for the biddies, music lover. Thank you. All those cupcakes. Where was I? He tended to fight alongside his men in those days. Besides, his second was there. His second? Yeah, Finn. A rogue druid of allegedly noble birth, infamous for his collaboration with the Unseelis' rebel leader Lugaid. Finn. I remember Flannan mentioning him. He was a druid, wasn't he? How did you know it was him? Without turning around, Shay jabs their thumb over to the sad, half-crumbled tower. My eyes go wide. He brought that down? You saw it? Heard it fall as I ran away. That was where the princess's quarters were. You know, some folk like to say Finn wasn't as bad as Lugaid, that he was the reasonable one between the two of them. Well, it's horseshite. They just think that 'cause he was Flaith and Lugaid wasn't. I'll never forget how angry he sounded that day, shouting at his men to tear the place apart. For a while, I almost wondered if all the bloodshed was part of some ritual or something. I heard he did things like that. Taboos and the like. A real what?
Fomor. Fomoira.
Fomoiran. An ancient enemy of the Tuatha. So real Fomoran type stuff. Well, could you explain it like I'm 5? What do you mean Fomoran type stuff? Oh, I guess you wouldn't know. The Fomorans were the folk who fought us for Insifal back in the day. Before you lot, that is. All I know is that they were real pieces of work. Put the Unseelie to shame. Anyhow, in short, the Fomorans would tend to muck about in things best left alone. The dead, for instance. Finn was rumored to do the same kind of stuff, doing all sorts of unnatural things to make the Unseelie stronger. Well, it doesn't matter much now, I suppose. He's dead, and it can't be proved either way. Also, I don't know about you, but I'm starved. How's that stew coming along? At their prompting, I peek past the lid. A thick aroma of familiar herbs and produce wafts up on a cloud of steam, urging a low rumble from my stomach. Or, sorry, loud rumble. Simmering, thank God. Shay laughs, grabbing a hold of their bowl and holding it up expectantly. Well, what you're waiting for, then? As chow time! Oh, man, I inhaled my dinner so... I wanted to inhale my dinner so fast today, but I grabbed it, like, so fresh off the stove that I nearly burned myself trying to take a bite. We had, yellow curry pork chops and coconut rice today with some broccoli. That shit was so good. Let's see. The rest of the night goes by mostly without incident. After supper's cleared and our surroundings are checked for unseen threats, Shay and I turn in for the night. I'm still doing the blah blah blah. But in my sleep, I get another one of those weird dreams again. All around me is a cacophony of violence, the clang and clatter of metal against metal, shrill screams, and the foreboding call of crows. Between it all, I hear Shay.
Out of my way, traitor!
Followed by the sickening squelch of torn flesh, the crunch of bone, the cries of the fallen, ignored. Shay is quick to move on. They have an impenetrable focus, a singular target, all but the goal of killing the man who had taken, fell away until... Hello? Wait, what? I'm sorry, who is that? more time. Hello? Damn. Talk about foreboding. Oi, T, you're right. My rapid breathing settles as my mind catches up with my environment. Gone is the red-tinted battlefield, replaced instead with the ruins of, Duntalan. I keep forgetting what it's called. The ruins of Duntalan and an older-looking Shay. Their expression twisted into a deep frown as they lean over me. Yeah, I'm fine. Just a bad dream. I figured. Nasty one by the looks of it. Aw, I like the little embroidery on their collar and sleeves. That's cute. Do you need a minute? I've got our stuff ready to head out, but you should eat something before we go. I shake my head and will myself upright. I don't think I could eat after seeing all that, even if I wanted to. No, I'm good. Let's just get out of here. For a second, Shay almost looks like they're gonna argue, but they don't. Fair enough. Our first town isn't too far off, so we'll stop at the inn to eat. Sounds good. I mean, an inn is a good, like, especially if they have a tavern down below, it's a good place to pick up on gossip. You're out of uniform. Shay chuckles. Can't get much past you, T. Listen, I just don't see you out of it often. Okay, fair. I didn't think about them being in or out of uniform. I was just distracted by how cute it looked. Yeah, well, I figure this lot won't be keen on talking to a pink sash, so it's in my bag. Makes sense. Well, I like it. Suits you. Oh, that's good, because I got it secondhand. Ah, a little cousin or something? You're as bad as Bridget after she had her growth spurt. We both have a laugh, despite Shay's scowl. It's almost enough to make me forget what I saw them do all those years ago. For a while, at least. I mean, I could ask them about it. I mean, I should probably tell them about the dreams. For the next week and a half, we focused solely on our search, hitting about 3 different towns on Keegan's list of sightings, since it's the most we have to work with right at this moment. But by and large, our findings are unremarkable. Excuse me, ma'am. May I have a moment of your time? What? Who are you then? No one of import. We were just wondering if you happen to hear anything about a group called Nuafiana?
Nuafiana.
Fiana. Or their leader. I think they're calling her... No one of import asking about Nuafiana. Feck off. Or helpful, I should say. Really, we're not associated with the king, if that's what you're worried about. So what, you're rivals then? Even less of a reason to talk to you. Besides, I don't have nothing to say. You can take your questions and stuff them. The woman storms off before either one of us can try to get another word in. Shay gives me a weary look. That's just about everyone I can think of that we could talk to in this town. Well, where to next then? Another town, where we'll doubtless get blown off again. Maybe we need a new strategy? Yeah, like what? Disguises? Could pretend to be unseelie guards, sentinels, if we can find some uniforms? If we can steal some uniforms, you mean? That's the real trouble, but it's not impossible. Still, we might bring on some unwanted attention if we pretend to be unseelie, and some folk are even less inclined to talk to guards than they are to strangers. Anyway, let's get a move on. Yeah, I didn't say bribery because I think we threw the whole bribery pouch at that one guy at the start, so I don't think we really have anything else to bribe with. Returning to our horses and venturing back into the woods again, Shay and I drift into idle conversation. Minutes turn over to hours without much excitement to speak of, until suddenly Shay holds up their hand. You hearing that? I sit silent, trying to make out what caught Shay's ear in between the wind rustling the leaves. It takes a few moments, but after a time... No, please. We don't have anything worth taking. Shut up, kid. Let your old man turn his pockets loose, and once he does, we'll be on our merry ways. Oh, bandits! No way. It couldn't be, could it? That almost sounds like... I shake my head and return my gaze to Shay. We give each other a firm look, and a silent agreement passes between us. I can fucking read. Carefully, we both slip off our horses, and Shay retrieves their spear. Oh. Okay, end of that chapter. Battle wound. Uh-oh, who's gonna get hurt? It better be me and not Shay. I'm just saying. She looks familiar. We quietly sneak into the scene. A woman, who I instantly recognize as the bandit that tried to kill me when I was in Murias last. Yeah, I thought she looked familiar. Is now brandishing her dagger at another hapless traveler and a small child, who quivers fearfully behind his grandfather's legs. What in God's name is she doing here? Wasn't she arrested? Did the Unseelie let her go? As I observe her, she seems to be wearing some kind of pin on her shirt, but it's too far away for me to make out the details. She definitely didn't have that before. Well, what are you waiting for? Sunrise? Hand it over! She gestures with the blade as she yells, waving it ever closer to the man. He flinches, but seemingly more out of discomfort than outright fear. There's an awkward twist to his step that makes me think he suffered an injury some years ago that didn't quite set. In his state, he truthfully doesn't seem much more capable than the child. I doubt he can do much more than be his shield, should things turn sour. And knowing her, they just might. I look over at Shay, and they nod along, letting me know to keep going. Our footsteps quicken, and the cornered man notices us. His eyes widen with a mix of shock and anger, which unfortunately alerts the bandit to our presence. The woman whirls around, her arm already in a slashing motion. Shay catches the dagger with the flat side of their spear, knocking it out of her hand. Dang. The man recoils from the fight quickly, hurrying the boy away with him. I rush over to the pair, pulling out an herbal salve I prepared at the cottage before Shay and I journeyed into Murias. As I glance behind, the bandit is screaming obscenities at Shay and throws dirt straight into their face, giving her time to rise to her feet as they stumble back for a moment. Okay, not a mark from that. Is it just the two of you? Was there anyone else I should know about? I hold out the small wooden pot of ointment in front of me to indicate my intent. The man pulls his grandson closer, and both of them step back from me. You put whatever that shite is away. You'll not be touching the boy. I jerk back, putting distance between us. I suppose I can't blame them for being wary, all things considered. Easy, we aren't here to make trouble. We overheard her giving you a rundown and just came to help. You came to help? Ha! I'll be dead and buried before I accept help from the likes of you, Seelie scum. Now go on. You and that soldier both. What the devil?
Kertzadevil.
Kertzadevil. This time I'm really taken aback. Oops. Has he seen Shay cross into Murias before? This could be bad. Sir, I think you have the wrong idea. We're just... The man stiffly bends over and grabs a rock. It's not large enough to do any real damage, but I get the intent. I raise both hands and take another step back in an attempt to calm things down. Unfortunately for both of us, Shay sees the interaction and immediately forgets the bandit woman. They rush towards us, spear at the ready, and the child screams in terror. I look around for the bandit woman and see her scurrying towards her dropped knife. Shay, wait, the bandit! Oh, shit. Just as I finish my warning, the woman rushes us with her dagger. Shay raises their spear in defense, but not fast enough. The bandit swings and her blade connects with their arm, slicing them. Shay! Damn, alright. My outburst grabs the bandit's attention and she looks over at me, which gives Shay the opportunity to smack her in the head with the spear's shaft, rendering her immediately incapacitated. Lord, I hope she won't recognize me when she's back on her feet. Brushing off their injury, they turn back to the men with a scowl and make no moves to stow their weapon. Block. It was timed! It spooked me! With urgency, I step into Shay's path with my arms spread wide. I can't be sure the man won't attack me from behind, but I also can't let Shay do something foolish. Move aside. Despite the initial guise of a request, Shay begins to shove past me. No! I plant my feet firmly and force them back with great effort. Despite their size and injured arm, Shay is strong and determined, for better or worse. Jesus, I said move aside. Ain't that just the way? Took her out so you could rob me yourself, Seelie, or just coming to finish the job? You're the ungrateful, donaire about to attack the person trying to help you. I'd rather take my chances with the... Oh!
Nua Fianna.
The Nua Fianna, what's this? Bandit.
Merloch.
Merloch, then the Seelie... Jesus, I can't say that word. Who ran me through. Oh, did you fight... Did you fight Shay in the war? What's he talking about? But no sooner do I ask myself this, my mind immediately summons the answer. Shay's face, younger and contorted in anger, and the sickening sound of cracking bone. My dream. Could it be... Is this the Unseelie soldier Shay injured on that battlefield? Yeah, that would be why he recognized him.
A traitor and a coward, then! I should have aimed for your gullet instead. Or let that thief have her way with you. A fitting end for an Unseelie dog.
Shay, I need you to take a fucking breath and calm down. The little boy behind the man starts crying loudly. Shay, you're scaring the kid. That never stopped an Unseelie before. Wouldn't put it past this lot to set this whole thing up to rob us. Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? Well, I'd be in my God's given right if I had. You took everything from me. I was strong once, useful. Now I can't keep work, can't protect my own grandson from brigands. You did this to me, you arslickin' Seelie gobshite. His voice quivers with a righteous conviction, and his grip on the sobbing child behind him tightens. At least this one's not timed. Calm him down. I breathe an uneasy sigh. There's nothing good about the situation, but more blood's gonna spill if tempers keep rising like this. With my back to the Unseelie, I walk up next to Shay, put my hand on their shoulder, and lean into their ear. Shay, listen to me. No matter how you feel or what he's done, you can't hurt him. He knows we're Seelie and that you're a soldier. If he reports us for attacking him and we get found, it won't be just our hides on the line. It could mean war. He could report us all the same if we let him go, you know. So could the boy. Are you planning on executing them both? I can hear you. I can hear you conspiring to kill us. If you could hear me, you would know that's not what we're fucking talking about. You can do whatever you want with me. Just let the kid go, yeah? He wasn't even around for the war. You really gonna make him watch? No, just both of you go. Just go. Oh, Granddad.
Daddy-o.
Daddy-o! Hey, Daddy-o! I'm sorry, this is a very serious moment. Daddy-o. Shay lowers their spear slightly and finally looks down at the kid. After a tense moment of silence, they stand straight and put the spear away entirely. Take your boy and go, Unseelie, but know this. I'm here by order of the Queen and the traitor's bastard. So if I find you out here trying to impede me with a false report, next time I'll not be so merciful. Now get. The pair nearly fall over themselves as they scurry into the woods. The sooner we can find the princess and get back, the better. Everything about this place pisses me off. Well, then, now that the war is all but back on, I suppose we oughta... As I turn around again, searching the ground, I blink in confusion at the empty patch of dirt where the bandit woman should have been.
Moxa.
Moxa. I was hoping we could turn her in to the authorities in exchange for information. Now we're back where we started. Actually, we need to find her and follow her because she's part of the group we're looking for. Not quite. Didn't you hear what that man said? Which part? That woman is part of the Nuafiana. That must be what the pin she had on was about. I'm fairly certain she and the others weren't in a gang before. What? How'd I miss that? I suspect you were thinking about other things at the time. What are we gonna do? She's our best hope for information, but I've got no idea where she might have run off to. What have you forgot? What? Have you forgotten what I've been doing the past 150 years? What do you mean? This isn't my first time searching for someone in these woods. I've been training my whole life for it. I can track her, and I bet she'd lead us straight to answers, too. We better get going, though. The longer she has ahead of us, the harder it'll be. Of course, but I fear the wee scratch on your arm takes priority. I'm not gonna let you bleed to death. As though just recalling the bandit's mark, Shay glances down at their forearm and scowls. It's too deep. Healing it will take time we don't have, and I don't much feel like singing? Well, I told Bridget I'd look after you, and I don't reckon you coming home with an infection would make her very happy. Let me at least clean you up. Fine, but be quick about it, yeah? Fast as I'm able. True to my word, I waste no time getting Shay's arm mended. Fleetingly, I'm tempted to ask if there's anything they want to talk about after their confrontation with the Unseelie soldier. But from their still brewing storm in their eyes and the risk of losing our first real lead apparent, I wager now wouldn't be the best time to bring up their old war wounds. Or the ones they inflicted on others. Still, I can't help but feel a little shaken. I know they despise the Unseelie more than anything, but I've never seen them that hateful towards another person before. Ad break in about 20 seconds, snackies. It makes me wonder what they might have done to that man if the little boy hadn't been there, or what they might have done to either of them if I hadn't been there. That is not a good thing to think about. Alright, we'll be back in 3 minutes. It's time for a break. Hi, sorry, that took a bit longer than I anticipated. Had to step away during the break. But hello, I am back. Apparently it's still possible there's going to be snow. Alright, okay, let's get back to what's going on. Aw. Oh, Michelle bringing out the big flattery. Look at that. But thank you. I'm happy to be back. Besides, if I'm the one in charge, then we all have problems. It's not gonna go well. Let's see. Tracking the bandit down turns out to be a complicated affair. Just, you can call... Alright, cutie patoot! Listen, see, that's where the problem lies, is the fact that everyone in my chat is a cutie patoot, which means you're only furthering my point that you're a cutie patoot. You're in fact one of the cutest of the patoonists, so... Facts. Okay, it turned out to be a complicated affair. I figured since she didn't have much of a head start, we'd catch it fairly quickly. However, it took us forever to even figure out which direction she went. To be honest, it probably didn't help that Shay had to take the time to show me what to look for. Footprints, squished grass, and the like. During the war, they were apparently used as a scout, so they learned how to track the movements of other soldiers, among other things. Once Shay found her Once Shay found her footprints, we started following her path, hoping we weren't being led into a trap. According to the map, there's a town coming up called Canuck-Nerea?
Knuknariha.
Canuck-Nerea. Does not look like how it should be read. A town called Canuck-Nerea. She might be stopping through for food and rest. She didn't have any provisions on her, and she's been running for over a day now. If we can catch up to her before she gets to town, we'll have a better chance of getting her to talk to us. Something about interrogating a tired, hungry woman doesn't exactly sit right with me, but I'll just have to deal with what we can get there. What we can get there. Shay has been uncharacteristically reserved on the over the past day. Oops. Only speaking in regard to the task at hand. Even supper was silent, and Shay went to lie down immediately after. Oh man. I wonder if they're still thinking about that man. I could see how they're feeling. I should see how they're feeling in case they want to talk about it now, now that some time has passed. Hey, Shay, you doing alright? You've been so quiet recently. Talking too much will give us away. We already have to account for Kara and Darby. Oh, right. I keep to myself again until Shay suddenly halts us. Wait, her tracks trail off to that tree, I think? Thank you for the head, Pappy. Thank you. What was that? The bandit woman lands solidly on the ground in front of us, and I grimace in sympathy despite our sordid history. Ugh. Break anything? Pogmathon. I would kiss my ass.
Pogmahone.
Pogmahone. Pogmahone. Oh my goodness.
Snarvy.
Snarvy?
And in the plural, Snarviha.
Sneak, dwaddler, low person.
Snarvy.
Snarvy.
And in the plural, Snarviha.
You snub me how I've been on my arse all this time. What else am I supposed to do? You could try talking to us. We have food? We have food to share. I nod at Shay and they start pulling the food out of their saddlebag. The woman stares at the food and I can hear her stomach rumble in response. For a moment, I might even think I see tears in her eyes, but she remains silent. I look over her thin frame and shabby clothes. When was the last time she had an actual meal? Shay tosses a wedge of cheese down to her, and she stares at it suspiciously. They include half a loaf of bread and a single apple after that. It's not poison. Watch. They tear a bite off the loaf. Ah, my nose. Goodness. They tear a bite off the loaf and eat it. I know what you want already, Seelie. I'm no snitch. No way I'm telling you shite about Neofiana. So go ahead and turn me in or kill me or whatever. And I don't need your bleeding charity. I do just fine on my own. You look like you'll break faster than that branch you were on. And whose fault is that, huh? Not like the fecking queen is out here handing down cheese and butter. I don't like our self-righteous cockamamie bastards in charge, but I like you pushy pig-faced bastards less. Oh gods, here we go again. Are you gonna tell us what we want to know or not? To my surprise, Shay avoids her response entirely. Aye, smashing, right after we have a nice cup of tea and them tiny sandwiches. You got sugar in that bag too. Always wanted to try it. Do you ever get tired of hearing yourself talk? I don't know, Seelie. You ever think your arse gets jealous of your mouth? Well, this is going nowhere. Shay, seemingly wagering that the woman isn't gonna run, walks over to Kara, deep in thought. I should probably give them a minute. I take this moment to pull rope out of my bag and start binding the woman's hands. So, what should I call you? If we're gonna be spending time together, we should at least have something to call each other. She groans. She decides how to answer. As she does so, her thin, oversized tunic slips off her shoulder, revealing some Ogham tattoo in... Wait, what? Ogham tattoo into her back. Fodla? Fodla? I don't know how to pronounce things. Nice to meet you, Fodla. I like your tattoo. What's it say? Fodla shrugs her shirt back over the inked word and rolls her eyes. Don't expect us to become friends, Seelie. Soon as you turn your back, I'm gonna stick it. Fun fact, I'm not a Seelie. Right then, I'll just make sure these are nice and tight. Just as I finish with Fodla's bindings, Shay returns. Well, I thought about it, and we don't have much choice. Let her go. We'll find another lead somewhere. I hear there's a market we can try. What? What? You heard her. She's not gonna talk. Don't much care for wasting time. I don't much care for wasting the time we've got on a lost cause. I run over to Shay and drop my voice to a whisper. Shay, what's going on? If we let her go, she'll lead us right to the Neofiana. Think about it. Now she knows we're looking for him, she's gonna tell him about it. Even if she doesn't go straight to the top, anyone she talks to is another person we can talk to. What if she doesn't, though? They shrug and answer. It's the plan we've got. They have a point. If we're gonna do this, I better go all in. I sigh dramatically and stomp over to Fodla and act very upset about the change of course as I untie her. Once freed, she scrambles to her feet and grabs her things. Before sprinting into the woods, she smiles at me and speaks low enough only for me to hear. Watch your back, Seelie. I hear...
My lesion.
Oh, my lesion. Oh, she knows I'm human. I hear my lesions die easy. So she does remember... Yeah, she does remember me. She scampers off, offering a rude gesture on the way. So she flipped us the bird. Hurry up onto Darby. We can't give her too much time. Just as Shay predicted, Fodla leads us straight to...
Knuknariha.
Knuknariha. Shay launches off Kara and follows her into the town while I get the horses settled at the stables. The poor stable hand must have assumed I was pulling one over on him with how fast I rushed him through everything. I panic as I initially set foot in the town. I didn't see which direction Shay went, so I'm forced to search through every street until a flash of green catches my eye. The cold stonework of the dreary autumn town, Shay sticks out like a sore thumb. They're peeking around a building, staring intently at a tavern with two men on either side of the entrance. That where she went? I whisper the question as I approach and fix my eyes on the tavern too. She said something to the people at the door, when she went in. I just caught,
Bod Jarrog.
Bog Jarrog. Must be code word. You think if we say the word, they'll let us through? We don't have a pin like Fodla. No, I've seen a couple of others show up too. One of them didn't have it. What do you think we're about to walk into? Only one way to find out. Oh, this is gonna be bad. Shay strolls out into the open and right up to the tavern door. I hurry along behind them, anxiety turning my stomach into lead. I hope just going in isn't a reckless idea. Bob Jarrog. The men both look Shay and I over, then exchange glances. I prepare to run, but one of the men shrugs and nods us in. Shay checks to make sure I'm behind them, and then we enter to see just who Fodla ran to. Oh god, we're walking right into the middle of it. No disguises. We're only a few steps into the tavern when Shay stops dead in their tracks. Wait, but wouldn't that be her? I look around to see what caught their eye when I spot it too. Fodla is trying to muscle her way into an audience with someone seated at the far corner, their face obscured by a dark fur cloak. The armed men at the cloaked person's side don't seem to think Fodla warrants the attention, however, so her attempt to approach, no matter how frantic, goes largely ignored. I can't get a good look from here, but from how fancy the cloak is, it's not hard to figure out who this person might be. The guards aren't exactly subtle either. Shay, is that...
The princess. That's her cloak. She was wearing it when we...
Their voice is small and shaky, and their entire body is stiff as a board. I slip my hand into theirs and squeeze. Do you want me to go with you? They nod timidly, and their grip on my hand tightens. Exhaling slowly, they finally speak. Aye, let's go together. We slowly make our way through the tavern. As other patrons move aside, Fodla sees us and begins pointing at Shay and I frantically. When no one stops us, she hurriedly dashes away as though we might chase after her again. I hope she didn't get too far into her explanation, even if it was over a guard's shoulder. The heads of everyone in the vicinity turn to look our way, but that doesn't slow Shay down. Their eyes are locked on the would-be princess, and they march with intent. A few of the guards ready their weapons as we approach, but the princess holds out her hand to state... Not only was it not Ronan, but it was the joke one. That was good. That was good. We've napped on the chair for a bit, but I'm back. That's okay. That's okay. If you're comfy enough to fall asleep, I take that as a compliment. That was funny. That one always makes me giggle. But the princess holds out her hand to stay them from skewering us outright. Seemingly, the two strangers have piqued her curiosity. Shay is still for an impossibly long moment before they say anything.
Skahawk.
Skahawk. Oh my, not one but two wayward souls risking it all to come see me. Word must be spreading faster than I thought. Do you not recognize me? She's quiet for a moment, clearly trying to understand their meaning. If she doesn't recognize Shay, then maybe it really isn't her. Wait a moment. Shay, right? You were a servant at the fortress I grew up in. I remember we used to play swords together all the time. You'd help me sneak food from the kitchen at night when we should have been in bed. Yeah, we did. It's really you under there. Everyone thought I was out of my mind, but I told them all you were alive. I've been looking for you ever since we were attacked. I've so many questions. What happened to you? Where did you go? Why did you... They're speaking so quickly I can hardly understand them. Then, the princess interrupts with a haughty laugh. You know, I figured you were dead. Have you really been looking for me all this time? Well, yeah, it wasn't easy though. Ha! Once a Bruni, always a Bruni. How sweet. It's not her. That can't be her. There's absolutely no way that's her. Excuse me?
What?
And look at you. You've barely grown an inch, huh? Seems we haven't come too far from you swatting at my ankles. A few of the people around us chuckle a bit at that. Well, I appreciate your enthusiasm. I'm lacking in palace floors to mop at the moment. Once I've regained my throne, I'll give you all the chores your silly little heart can desire. I promise. Oh, I crave violence. More of the crowd begins to join in the laughing, and Shay turns redder than the king's hair. I don't care who the hell she is. I'm not standing by and letting her treat Shay like this. God. Let's see. No, I'm gonna just call her out. I find it hard to believe that the princess they've been so loyal to, at a great cost to themselves, would be such a horrid person. The laughter dies, and a couple of Nuafiana members step forward with their weapons drawn. Again, the princess halts them with a gesture. So the other one does speak. And what are you? A naughty little,
Tyrna.
Tyrna.
Tierney.
A high lord? A naughty little Tyrna looking to hedge your family's bets. Does our dear Shay belong to you now? Jesus. I don't think you're really the princess. You just look like her. Cute glamour. What, did you find her body and steal her cloak? Oh, squats? It's squats time? Alright. Squats to sate my anger. Alright, hold on. Let me move my chair. Okay. Squats time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah! 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Oh. Nope, it's a prompt to actually do squats. It's like the stretch redeem, only it has a bigger wait time because I take forever to heal from exercises. Thank you for the squats redeem. Okay. I grit my teeth, but I don't correct her. Yeah. There's very little exercises I can do in my area, so I take what I can get. I've kept a low profile by wearing a hood, but if I reveal myself now, I'm basically offering myself up as a hostage. Doesn't matter. I've seen what kind of person you are, and I think I'll take my chances elsewhere. Who says I'm going to let you go? Not only do you know my location, but you've insulted me as well. Perhaps I should make an example of the two of you. Killing anyone who says no is a faster way to draw attention than letting us pretend we were never here. That getting out hurts us as much as you, being the so-called heir to the throne and all. You're smarter than I gave you credit for. They say it's the quiet ones to watch out for, after all. Let no one say that...
Skahawk.
Skahawk is so... Let no one say that Princess Skahawk isn't merciful and wise. You're a fraud, is what you are. She speaks loud enough for the whole bar to hear, and they cheer in response. Hear that? Those are my people. If you betray my mercy, we will find you and repay your hostility tenfold. The way she says it with a smile sends a chill down my spine. Come on, Shay. Let's get back home. Yeah, right. That's gotta absolutely just kill them. There's no way that's her. I bring Shay out of the tavern and down several winding paths until I find a private place for us to sit. Shay silently follows my lead without question, lost in their thoughts. I double-check to make sure we're alone and sit next to them on an old crate. Shay? That couldn't have been her, right? She'd never... Skahawk wouldn't... But how did she know those things? Probably... Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Listen. Shay's just been devastated by who he thought was his childhood friends. We love and appreciate Shay in this house. But I will let that the joke was funny though. The joke was funny. I did laugh when my brain got it. So also the caps lock part is funny too, because I mean I thought at first you were trying to do like the SpongeBob thing. And then I realized caps lock. Mash shit from Helldive. I mean, fair. Listen, fair. When you're fighting aliens, you kind of... Sometimes you don't need to pay attention to some of the keys you're smashing. Their voice breaks at the question, and I feel my heart break for them. T, please, tell me it wasn't her. It could not have been her. I mean, okay, there's only two possibilities. Either one, it was not her. It's someone who might have found her when she escaped all those years ago, killed her and took the cloak, and maybe took on her appearance. Fae normally have the ability to cast glamours. Second option is that it is her. She's putting on a show, and then we'll try to contact Shay later and then apologize and explain why they were being a piece of shit. Those are the two options. Because if that's actually her, I'm sorry, Shay, but fuck your princess. Not allowed. She's out. She's out. She's canceled. Oh, Shay. I pull them into an embrace and feel them cry into my shoulder. Shea Butter, what a name. Gently stroking their back, I give them my honest answer. No, there's no way. There's no way it's her. Okay, neither of those give me any sort of reaction, so there's no way. There's no way that's her. There's no way the kind, generous person you told me about could be so cruel. I mean it. They raised their head and hold me by the shoulders.
That means... she's really gone.
She's gone just like everyone says. I don't want it to be true for your sake, Shay, but... And everything. All the years of looking, it was all for nothing. Was it for nothing? It's like Schrodinger's cat. There's no way that you could know the end result until you find the conclusive answer. She could have been alive, she could have been dead. There's no way to know until you actually, observe and take in that answer. Thank you for the head pappies while I struggle to sound smarter than I am. My family's suffering for nothing. Shay, no, you can't think like that. Your family just wants you to be happy. Your mom and Bridget for sure. They're so proud of the person you are, Shay. You're someone everyone can rely on, and all this just proves it. Okay. Thank you for the hydrate. Thank you. Hold on. Thank you for the head pappies. Combo head pats. Let's get out of here. Oh, and it's raining. It begins to rain as soon as we reach the stables. Oh, a third head pappies! I get all the pets today. Yay! Ho! Nothing too uncommon for Murias, it seems, but I hear the rumble of thunder too, and that makes me nervous. Shay, you think we should maybe wait here a while? I know you don't want to, but I feel a storm coming. Is there another town nearby? Shay? Oh, shit! How do I don't know if you can see it through the text box, but if you look down here, Shay's dagger is gone. Oh, ah. Oh my gosh, hi, welcome! Hello, raiders! Thank you, Jay, thank you for the raid, welcome in, how's it going? Hello! Damn, that thunder sound, though! Hey! Welcome in. Hello. Hi. My name is T. If we haven't met before, how's it going? I don't have a script for introducing myself. Hi, my name's T. I'm your local Mimic Manor hostess and problem. Everywhere and nowhere at the same time. We're here. We play games. We play games. We play. We play all kinds of games, variety game. Hi, welcome. Okay, Thunder, can you calm down? What the fuck? That's so loud in my ears. Today we're playing The Good People, and it's about how do words work? Jesus. It's about getting swept into the Fae realm. We're in the fairy land. God, fuck. My day's apparently going out the window. I can't process with 1 megabit of RAM for a brain. My singular megabit brain cell. I'm stuck on AOL dial-up. Oh my god. But it's going well. We're playing The Good People, which is a cute visual novel about the Seelie and Unseelie court based on Irish folklore and stuff. And right now we're doing the first of the 2 available routes, which is the soldier, which is Shay here. And we're pretty deep in the sauce. And I think his dagger just went missing because I don't see it. I don't think they hit it, but I think their dagger got nicked. So that probably means we're gonna go back looking for it. Danu's sake, where is it? Oh, suddenly the text looks so huge. Hearing their murmuring, I walk around to the other side of Kara and see Shay angrily shuffling through their pack. The moment they catch my eye, they practically bark at me.
Hey!
Hey, did you put anything of mine in your bag when we restocked the other day? Like, what? Like, anything. Just look. Just say it's your dagger, bro. My gut sinks. I know for a fact I didn't touch anything of theirs, but I do as they say anyway, hoping beyond hope that I'm wrong. But just as I suspect, Shay, I don't see anything. What are you missing? God, someone took my pin. The bronze... Oh, so it's not the dagger. The bronze swan. Aoife's insignia. Playing Genshin for the first time. Oh, very nice. Exciting. I do love... Genshin is definitely always fun in the beginning, and that's as far as my opinion will go. I'm glad that people enjoy playing it. We need to get out of here. Now. We rush through tying our horses and getting our saddles secure. No sooner are we out and into the streets, though, I spot that damn stable hand turning the far corner with a small army of ruffians all on horseback. It was the stable hand! He went through our shit! He points our way aggressively, and I hear distant, "Don't let them get away." Of course this happens during a thunderstorm. Shite, run! Don't lose me! Oh, fuck. The sky suddenly breaks into heavy downpour as Shay and Kara tear off into the dark woods, with me and Darby hot on their trail. Unfortunately, Noa Fianna isn't far behind. I beg any god that'll hear me in this place to make the rain too hard or the forest too dark for them to keep on us. But instead, the muddy path our horses' hooves lead behind seem to only make it easier. Whoa, Jesus! We're under fire! Evasive maneuvers! Their shouts inch ever closer, and if I'm not mistaken, some of them are loosing arrows, but I don't look back. I don't dare look back, lest... no, Kara, don't! It happens too fast for me to hope to be able to help. All I can do is swerve as a huge tree branch comes careening down right in front of Kara. She halts and rears back, sending poor Shay flying off into the dirt with a painful groan. I instinctively pull back on Darby's reins. Turn. No! What? Shay! Just go. Fuck! Even if I wanted to, it's too late for that. As I dismount and rush to Shay, picking up their spear and thrusting it into their hands, the Noa Fianna riders surround us completely, along with their leader. Well, that was fun. With a coy smile, the alleged Seelie princess tosses Shay's missing pin into the mud. It lands with a dull thud. You sure rose up in the ranks there, my Bruni friend. I'd be proud if it didn't make you a traitor. Then again, you did inadvertently gift my cause a very charitable donation, didn't you? 500 Fianni ore?
Fáinne.
Fáinne ore.
And then the plural. Fáinne.
Fáinne ore, to be exact. Shame I had to pry it off that sentinel's corpse. Egypt really thought he was special that I hadn't turned the others. Then had the gall to turn around and pretend he wasn't paid off by a feckin' pink sash. Goes to show what an unseelie loyalty is worth. Oh, thank you! I made my model myself. I learned how to rig and everything to make it because I'm too poor to pay someone. But thank you. I worked really hard on it.
You're not her. You're not Skahach. I don't know how you know all them things, or how you got her stuff, but I know my friend, and you're nothing like her.
How very, very wrong you are about that. Anyways, enough jawing. Wow, not even gonna try and prove that you're her or not with that kind of an accusation? Fine, that makes me believe even less that you're her. Enough jawing. As you might have guessed, you're not going anywhere. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to tell the Seelie Queen to get packing, but I've still got one or two things left to do before that. Made my 3D, but my darling sky made... Oh, very nice. I'll have to go and take a peeky at your model at some point. Ugh. Sorry, trying to cross my legs on this chair for crossing my legs, and it's not going well. And it just so happens you're the perfect person to help me out. Perk up, little Bruni. You're now upgraded to bait. I'd like to see... Joke's on you! The court hates me anyway! We're not bait. Oh, Oh, well, I might be, actually. They still think I'm Daona. I'd like to see you try. As Shay points their spear in the princess's direction, several of her gang members fall in beside her do the same. Shay may be good, but they're not this good, and I don't have a weapon. For a tense moment, it's as though we're all frozen in time. Nobody moves. Robin! Robin, do you want to bail us out real quick? That'd be super swell! Not a breath passes between us. The rain beats down on all, and another clap of thunder looms above us. Hey, that's the person from my vision! Followed soon by the call of crows. Is it Maeve? Are you related to Maeve? Maeve said that crows follow her around everywhere. No! To be continued! No! Just as it was getting so good! Ah! No! Don't hit me with that Sudoku! No! I'm suffering! Ah! Damn! Cliffhangers! Ah! I mean, yay, we get to go to Maeve now, but fuck! Oh man, Shay! Someone protect Shay! I care them! Thank you for the head puppies! Fuck! Alright. I guess we'll just go to the Book of the Warrior now then. Fuck. Right? Well, it doesn't help the fact that they're releasing in episodes right now. Just with the way that the Kickstarter worked out and the timeline that they're working on. So, right now we only have these two books available. From the King onward, these aren't available yet. And it's not the full story just yet. But as like this is the full game, so like hopefully I'll be able to continue on with the story as things go. Oh, man. Balin! Let me think about that cliffhanger all month. Alright. Time for us to go hang out with Maeve. The Book of the Warrior. Yes, we're not gonna read the Book of the Traveler because we did that. That was the demo. Okay, An Ronin, The Divide. So this will take us back to the end of The Traveler, where we are in the Unseelie Court area right now, and the king has basically asked us to spy on the Seelie Queen for him. Because he's trying to kind of get us on his side. He knows that we're not Daona, who we were mistaken for by the Seelie Court. Yes, so the bits of language that
I've been waiting
Oh god,
for
ow,
this.
ow, 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 what? Ah, ow, 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 no. Oh, Jay, thank you so much for the subscribe. Thank you. I'm glad you like the emote. I just recently made that for a TikTok, and I was like, that's too perfect to not be an emote. So, but thank you so much for the subscribe. Thank you. But yeah. It's a fun face. It's fun. It's I used it on a TikTok recently, which is funny because the TikTok that it's related to, the person involved in that TikTok has not seen it yet. Oh, ow, 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 ow. Okay. And then Music Lover with the progression of the bonk emotes as well. Yeah. Okay, I'm drinking. Okay. I have consumed hydration. But yes, the words that we've been coming across that I've been playing the pronunciation for, they're all Irish words. Yeah. Threatening me at gunpoint. Yeah, that was one of the things about the demo that really intrigued me. Few newer ones that Sky made me that I'll heck yeah. New emotes are always fun. I do need to make more emotes. All of my emotes aside from that new one are all based on my old model before I kind of changed the hair and stuff. All right. Right. Okay, we're back here in the Unseelie court in their fortress. Is this the same? Okay. The weight of my saddlebag collapsing against my foot startles me back to lucidity. Ooh, those are pretty cool. The color changing one. The color changing ones always make me laugh. It's just like, okay. Drugs. We are drugs. I begin picking up my belongings, considering the king's ultimatum. He offered me a way home, and I don't exactly have a lot of options right now. Could I really spy on the Seelie court and uncover a murderer? Where would I even begin? I'm searching around for the last piece of silverware when a familiar hand holds it out to me.
Looking for this?
Maeve! I didn't even hear Maeve come down the hallway. I must have been more out of it than I realized. Guramahagat. Guramahagat, sorry. I hastily shoved the spoon back in my bag and try to look as though I haven't just been crying. Are you alright? You look upset. Honestly, I've been better. She steps a bit closer, taking a good look at me. You've been crying. Oh, God,
Come
look at
to
her
daddy.
face! Look at her face! It's an audio one. God, look at her. She's so pretty. I love the way they drew her. Look at those lashes. Oh my God. She's gorgeous. Did the king say something? It's not that. I'm just tired. If you say so. In that case, how about you come down to the feast with me, and we find you something to eat and a bed. It's gotta beat standing in this empty hallway starving. I hope I didn't startle you just now. I just figured you'd need a friendly face after everything that happened. Aww. I almost sent Robin to come get you, but I realized that at the last minute you'd actually want to eat your meal. I'm sure I'd get some food eventually.
Sorviacus.
Sorviacus. Optimism. Okay, so optimism. I like it, is what she said.
Ismailum A.
Ismailum A.
Ismailum A.
Ismailum A. Her laugh is really good. Let's hear it one more time. Ah, so good. Let's get out of here and down to some merriment. What do you say? I would love to play a visual novel or even just like a game in general based on Dutch folklore or fairy tales. Because I have Dutch blood. That's really the only reason. I have Dutch blood and I'm too lazy to really kind of research it myself, but I should. I've been to Efteling though, which is basically kind of like their theme park based on their fairy tales. Fairy tales and stories and folklores and whatever the heck. It was neat. The room is still bustling with servants, running around cleaning or attending to the feast, but I've only got one other castle to compare it to, but are they always this busy? The only people sitting at the table to eat are those who work here, taking their dinner. I watch, enraptured, as they help themselves to huge portions of meat pies, and stews. Help yourself. I know you declined earlier, but maybe since you know you'll make it another day, you've reconsidered? There's no guarantee of how long it'll take me to get home. At this point, stubbornness isn't doing me any favors. What'd you just realize, Lee? New follower. That's Sophie? That was Sophie? It was like 2 days ago. That was... Was that when I was playing? That must have been before I was streaming Fields of Mystery. I'm trying to remember when it happened. I don't think it happened while I was live. Ah, Sophie! Heck yeah. Aw, that makes me so happy. Want to visit Ireland sometime of Irish descent. Yeah, I do want to go to Ireland myself as well. I think on one side of my bloodline, I have a bit of Irish. I don't know how much. I'm not willing to take a DNA test at the moment, mostly just because I can't afford it. But on one half I have Dutch Irish, and on another half I have Dutch Indonesian, and then a bunch of other whatever stuff that mixed in. I'm kind of a little all over the place. My mother's been to Ireland a few times, can't confirm, gorgeous country. I kind of want to really go and then like compare the experience to my time from when I went to the Netherlands to visit family out there, because it was splendid in the Netherlands. I was so comfortable in the weather. It was like summer, I think. We meant to go in the spring for the tulips, but it just didn't work out that way. But it was a wonderful trip. I went and stayed with family, and we visited other family and stuff, because a chunk of our family lives out there. But definitely a beautiful place. So I definitely want to go travel more in just in that general section of the world in general. Because yeah, it was wonderful. I thought it was fantastic. And I mean, all the photos and stuff that you see are beautiful. One of my cousins has been to Ireland a few times. In fact, that's where she was proposed to, was on, I think, their second trip to Ireland together. And just the photos from her trips are just gorgeous. The wheeze does give Ireland, though, does it? Dutch Irish. My dad is Irish and something else. Oh, very neat. That's awesome. I don't know. I'm just a mutt. It's all good. But my grandma, I'm like second generation American. My grandma is on one side of my family. It was from the Netherlands, and my oppa was from Indonesia. So let's see. I would love to travel outside the... I absolutely encourage it. It's so great. Want to leave South America end of next year? Heck yeah! Ancestors came over during the potato famine. Oh, okay. That's generally that is the time frame that this game takes place. Actually, is during the famine. Do a little tour visiting friends. Ah, that sounds fun. Traveling around. Someday I want to have the funds to go on like a little like Europe tour. Just to start. I do definitely want to go to the Nihon, much like the weeb inside me demands. I want to eat as much as possible. Or does the other one give me a no? Okay, I'm gonna eat as much as possible. No, fuck it. If I'm gonna be here a while, I want to eat. Besides, how many opportunities will I get to have a meal like this? If I'm locking myself into Tir na Nog, I might as well enjoy it. Right? It's like, at this point, we're not leaving the Feywild. You might as well just eat the food. If you're not going, then why starve? Good friend went to Japan and took breathtaking photos. I know the feeling. Astral and Lulu went to Japan. I want to say like a few months before I moved. And they sent a bunch of photos and stuff, and oh my gosh, they had so much fun. I was jealous, but I was also super happy for them. Because Lunas has always wanted to go. He's really wanted to go to Japan for a long time, and so Astral surprised him, and it was the cutest thing. I was so excited for them both. T Europe book signing tour. The dream. You know, I would. I gotta finish editing my book so I can put it out there, and then it can get real big, and then book signing tour in Europe because I'm that would be a great reason to go travel around. Man, music lover, that's some good ideas. Want to be a roadie? Hell yeah! Let's hit the road. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We're gathering the party. We're gathering the adventuring party. Great reason to travel as business expense. That's true. That is very true. eat it all till you make such an impact on their resources they voluntarily get you outside of the Fate realm. Either that or they'll just delete me from the world itself, but hey, at least I'll go with a full stomach. I grab a plate and load it with bits of everything within arm's reach. I sink my teeth into spiced venison and my entire body relaxes into the delicious warmth that begins to fill me. Whoever roasted this is a great cook. Eat all their potatoes. That's where all our potatoes went to the Fey realm. I'm halfway through a mouthful of bread and stew when Maeve puts down her ale to speak. Her laugh is everything! Oh wait, I should probably read it. You've got an impressive appetite. Remember to breathe between bites. Flushing, I slow down my chewing and swallow. She really is just so cute. So far, she is voted best option at the moment, but I have a soft spot for Shay so far, but that usually happens with my first route. No need to be embarrassed. I mean it genuinely. You'll be hard-pressed to find someone around here unfamiliar with being hungry. But keep eating that fast and you'll hurt yourself. I take my time to observe Maeve. She doesn't really look like someone who's gone without, but looks can be real deceiving. It doesn't feel like she's taking the piss out of me either, so I decide to take her advice and resume eating, but slower this time. There you go. Maeve sounds close enough to Nev for me. AU wife. Hell yeah! All the wives. She's so cute. I just realized that that's not shadowing around her eyes, but it's like... It looks like, it makes me think of crows. It's like to make her look more bird-like. I don't know. That's fun. I can't... Anyways, Maeve pretty. My head out, need to eat. Oh, goodness. Yeah, go get some food. Get some food, get some rest. Thank you again for the raid and the subscribe. You have a great rest of your night and take care, okay? Like a tattoo or a birthmark? Yeah, yeah. Either that or just, like Michelle said, makeup game on point, right? Believe it or not, there was a time where I would have done the same. I was on my own at a young age, and that taught me how little a person needs to get by. They weren't bad times, though. Maybe if you stick around, I'll tell you about some of the better ones. Aw, thank you! I appreciate that.
Tá mé buíoch as sin.
Tá mé buíoch a sin.
Tá mé buíoch as sin.
Tá mé buíoch a sin. Oh yeah, no worries. Oh, there's like an ad break that's like about to start, so I might go get a snacky. And you make sure you get some sleep soon if you start getting sleepy, okay? Had a light din-din, gonna get some food. That's fair. I think there was like an ad break starting, so I'll also go and take a quick break. So I'll see you guys in 3 minutes. Let's get some snacks. I hope everybody got a good snacky. I could only find a bag of Fritos. They're okay. I'm trying not to eat any more, what's the word? I'm trying not to eat too much pumpkin seeds at one time because I keep overeating the pumpkin seeds, and then whatever reaction that's causing is giving me stomach problems. So yeah, but that's fine. All right, let's see. Out of all the people I've met since falling through that lake, Maeve is definitely the one I felt most comfortable with so far. I could have worse company for sure. Speak of the devil. Oh, here comes Robin.
Hey, how come you get to eat? I thought Flan said dinner's off.
How come you get to eat? They get to eat because I said so. You are the one who started it all. Do you have a problem with that? Not at all, Captain. Robin gives me a knowing look.
Must be nice being the new favorite, though.
What? What does that mean? Yes, what does that mean, Robin? Nothing bad. Both of you need more friends. I support it. What does that mean? I feel offended on Daona's behalf. However, Maeve simply chuckles and takes another drink of ale. You're the one who had to kidnap someone for company. Anyway, I'm sure no one will mind if I just... She zips down the table, grabbing handfuls of food and shoving it in her mouth. I watch as Maeve ignores Robin and relaxes in her seat. Won't the king mind? Since he said no one should be eating after all? Don't worry, Flannan wouldn't deny you a hot meal with the way you look right now. What about Robin? He has a way with him, I guess you could say. I noticed you call him by his given name. Have you been friends with him long? That's a difficult question. I've known him for around half my life. You weren't always friends? If you don't mind my asking. We were professional rivals, in a way. In fact, the first time I ever met him, I took a swipe at him. Dang! Okay. The two of you got in a fight? Maeve barks out a laugh that startles me for a second. Not just the one. He was an insufferable twat back then. If I'm being honest, the same could probably be said about me. Of course, I made it look better. In any case, he was arrogant, brash, and overconfident. You'd think he was the son of a god or something. We eventually came to an understanding, though. I think about what Maeve said as I watch Robin load a fork with meat, then swallow it whole. Like the fork and meat and all? Fruit salad sounds so good. You know what I want? I want watermelon with tahini. That's some good shit right there. That's a good late night snack. Man, I wish I had fruit. Let's see. Anyone who can win over their rivals is someone I can at least work with. I only have 3 days to decide to help him or not, and I won't get answers by keeping my mouth shut. I just don't know what parts of our conversation I'm allowed to talk about. Maeve makes a compelling argument, but everyone wants to think the best of their friends. I wonder if Maeve would be willing to help me out. Okay, that got that. Yeah. Okay. Wintering summer, watermelons will get much more affordable around here. Oh, man. I appreciate it. I mean, I can get watermelon. It's just to get to any store that carries stuff like that, I have to drive like an hour. So it's more of just like, do I have the energy for it? Maeve, the king asked something of me, and I'm not quite sure what to do. I'm not trying to add more to your plate, and I'm not trying to tell you stuff I shouldn't, but I was hoping you could help me. Grow them in the woods. We've actually been looking into what we can and can't grow out here in our area. When we first moved here, my mom started doing a lot of research about what is growable in our zone. But we have to redo it because we didn't have the hose tested beforehand, so we gotta do something about that. But we don't have woods out here. Oh, she digging her bed. That's so cute. I would love to live nearby some woods, though. That sounds so cool. not trying to, yeah, hoping you could help me. I'm always happy to help. What is it? Well, he made me a tempting offer, but it's a bit dangerous too. You make me feel I can trust he's not going to pull the rug out from under me afterwards, but I just like to really understand what I'm signing up for. You know, make sure I'm sticking my neck out for the right reasons. I don't actually have much experience with kings.
I see.
It's not that I don't trust your opinion or anything. In fact, that's why I'm asking for your help. I understand. It means a lot that you trust me enough to ask. So I'll do you one better. Rather than taking the word of his second in command, why don't you talk to the people he governs? Ooh, a ham sandwich with provolone and some mac and cheese? Nice. Earlier today when I took that, like, nap, when I woke up, I made turkey and Swiss. Like sliced turkey and Swiss. With some lettuce and salami. It was decently well. I'm not a big turkey person, but yeah. Come by my room tomorrow. I'm sorely in need of time off, so we'll have a day out. As much of one as I can afford. I'd like that, Maeve. Sounds fun. I have like this very vivid memory from when I tried to take a semester of community college, where I ended up with like a few hours between my classes, and it was just like a really nice day, and I just have this like very vivid, fond memory of just like, I went to the student store where like they had some foodstuffs on campus, and I bought a turkey and Swiss sandwich, and I just went and sat in one of the sections of like the campus where I wasn't directly in the sun, but I could just kind of see the scenery around me, and it was just like a nice quiet little moment where I just sat and enjoyed a good sandwich in some nice weather. And I don't know why that memory stuck with me, but I think it was just because it was like the first peaceful moment that I can clearly recall for like an extent of time. I don't know, but it was like a really nice memory that stuck with me for many years. Right? It was just a really nice, quiet, peaceful moment. It was very nice. Thank you for the head pappies. Thank you. Aw, well, thank you for enjoying it with me. After sleep, I head straight to Maeve's quarters. I was worried it was going to be difficult to find them, but thankfully the other guards seem to know exactly where she is. A posture check. I was leaning a little bit, so I will adjust. Actually move these over here so that way I'm not groping around behind me. Okay. Maeve's room is close to the castle entrance, so she can come and go quickly if needed. Thank you for the head pappy as well. Thank you for the posture check and for the head pappy. That makes it easy to find as well. I feel a bit nervous, if I'm being honest with myself. I'm not sure that I'm really looking I'm not sure what I'm really looking for, except some assurance I can trust the king enough to spy for him. Well, I can't just awkwardly stand in front of Maeve's door until I figure it out. Oh my goodness, hiccups. Looks like it. Okay, I think they're past. I knock politely and hear someone shuffling hurriedly on the other side. Oh.
Ah.
Sorry, I wasn't expecting you just yet. Please, come in. I step inside and close the door behind me. Curiosity takes charge, and I look around, eager to see how the captain spends her private time. Her room is much cozier than the king's, and even a little fancy. Two little tea set in the corner. Look, she's got a little teapot. Aw, man, I want a cup of tea. Oh, maybe I'll make some tea. I actually found that Throne has a bunch of loose leaf tea, like, under the food tab, for options. Yeah, I thought about making a category on my throne wish list called Tea for Tea. They had a bunch of loose leaves, so I might have added a couple to my wish list just to keep tucked under the mat there. I love tea. I really need to drink what I have, though. I have quite a bit. Yeah, tea for tea! Tea for tea! Not tea for teen, tea for me. Okay. Sorry, I wanted to crunch. But maybe after stream I'll make myself a nice cup of tea. Let's see. More of a coffee kind of little guy. Aw. Fun fact, I drink both tea and coffee. My interest in both kind of ebbs and flows equally. Sometimes I get on a coffee kick, and then other times I get on a tea kick. It just kind of, I switch between. I'm a switch, you could say. Let's see. While it likely pales in comparison to a room at the Sealy Palace, it's clear that Maeve is more willing to indulge in her creature comforts. A small table with 2 chairs holds a steeping tea set. A little wooden pot of blue paint rests on a desk behind the table, along with a hand mirror. Her sword and bow hang neatly on the wall over top, and a large chest rests at the foot of her bed. The bed is most luxurious part of the room, covered in plush pillows and thick blankets dyed the color of crushed blackberries. While I don't get close enough to touch, it looks like I would fall asleep instantly on it. It's not the first, and it's probably not the last. Joke's on you. Am I serious or not is the real question. The world may never know. Right, that. Maeve takes a seat at the table and gestures for me to take the other. Please, have a seat. I'm just about finished. Would you care for a cup? Absolutely. I would love to have a cup of tea with you.
Guramahagat.
Guramahagat. My brain was like drawing a blank. That'd be great. Guramahagat, Maeve. Besides, getting a quiet moment alone with Maeve gives me a chance to... Both are good options! What do we think in chat? Do we just want to admire her? Yeah, they did point out that she has paint, like, over here. Which makes sense. Admire? Okay. I'm sure even if we admire her, we'll learn about the face paint at a later time. Sipping my freshly poured tea, I watch Maeve delicately detangle her hair. I can't help but indulge in this chance to admire her like this, bare-faced and completely at ease. I get the feeling not many people get to see it. Her skin is flawless, her hair looks soft and healthy, and her striking features maintain their elegance even when she frowns as she meets a difficult tangle. Once she finishes her hair, she cleans up our dishes and grabs her eye paint and brush. Just this last thing. If you're bored of waiting, I can meet you outside the castle. Looking at her pot of paint and brush, I have another impulse. Actually, I was hoping I could help you with that instead. Ooh, I get to put her makeup on her? Intimate. I'm afraid of detangling my curls. I take such bad care of my hair. I do technically have curls. But I take such bad care of them that they don't exactly curl like they used to. They usually curl up more when I get a haircut. I brush my curls when they're wet. I'm not supposed to, but... Or, I hear you're not supposed to, but I do it. If I brush it when it's dry just after, just after a shower, drying my hair, and brush it when it's dry, it frizzes like no other. I don't know. Just don't brush it much. That's fair. Everyone has their own way of handling their hair, and you know what? It's your hair. Do what you want with it. I gesture to the materials in front of her. Oh, look at her face! Oh, she's so cute! Look at that blush! Oh my god! Oh, she's so cute! I'm gonna melt! Oh. Right? Michelle, listen. I think you and me are on the same page here. God, she's so cute! Fuck. Oh, you were you? She sits back in her chair and gestures to the paint. Please, go ahead. Oh, that's hot. Oh, I'm gonna do her makeup for her. That's hot. Oh my god! Ah! Oh my god! You guys! Ah! Green hair gremlin gushes with gay gravitas. That's a lot of G's!
Oh, she's cute.
Thank you for the head pappies. Also, thank you for the Goro. Oh,
Naughty, naughty.
and there's a star yet. Alright. Alliteration. Yeah, that's true. It is alliteration. Man. Oh my god, she's so fucking cute. I slowly walk over to the table and pick up the small wooden pot and brush. It looks more like a clay pot to me, but I mean, it could just be they just didn't put texture, so I don't know. I'm too gay for this. Maeve watches me with interest, waiting for me to begin. Oh my god! Oh, do I get to actually... Oh, okay. I thought I actually had to, like, move my mouse. I dip the soft bristles into the paint and lean over her. Maeve closes her eyes. She smells faintly of soap, leather, and some scented oil. It's a delicate scent that I can only smell because I'm so close to her.
You ready? Or is this just an excuse to stare up at me close?
Yes. Oh. Yeah, there's no such thing as too gay for them. That's very true. Would that be such a bad thing? She's so cute. I'm gonna perish. I tease her back without a second thought, and she opens an eye with a coy smile. Not at all, but all you have to do is ask. I'll make sure to remember that next time. Now close your eyes so I can put on your eye paint. Maeve closes her eyes again, but the smile remains. Aw, the moment gone too soon. I carefully try to imitate the wing shape she uses without getting distracted by her long lashes fanning over her smooth cheeks. Once I finish, I can feel my cheeks burning as I nervously hold up her mirror for her to see. She's so cute! You did a great job, considering it's your first time. We do the eyeliner wing thing! With a knife. The eyeliner wing thing with a knife. Cause she, with like a dagger, cause she's badass. She would totally do it with a dagger. Her praise has me flushing with pride. Damn, this one just jumps straight into the flirting. As she leans past me to place the mirror back down, she whispers, "Oh no! Oh no! You're very cute when you blush. It's a dangerous effect." I'm gonna perish!
Come to daddy.
Ah! Oh my god. Oh, she's so good. She's so good. Fuck. The wink attack is super effective, boss. What do we do? God. We perish. That's what we do. We perish. Fuck. I sputter a little and she chuckles and gives me space. For now, we should get out, should we get out of here and get to it? The Everdusk isn't going anywhere, but the people might be. Our deflector shields can't handle this amount of homosexual energy. Oh my god. Trying to calm myself, I quietly nod and head towards the door with Maeve laughing softly to herself behind me. Ah! Oh man. That kid is still struggling at the well. Over the course of the day, we visit a lot of places in the city around...
Kashlan Nanini.
Kashlan Nanini.
Kashlan Nanini.
Kashlan Lanini. I'm glad you stayed up for this too. If you need to see her again, we will be streaming more of this next week on Tuesday. Not even sleepy anymore. I mean, fair. It's amazing what a beautiful woman can do. I was like, damn. She is so pretty. Oh my god. And her attitude is just so... It's so real. I don't know how to put it in words. The way she's written so far is so good. As we make our way through the streets, almost everyone we come across wants to greet Maeve. Several of them stop her to chat about this or that. Even though Maeve is second in command to the king, most of them talk to her like a neighbor. I imagine she must spend an awful lot of time down with the common folks. It's nice to see. That said, my first couple of attempts to ask about the king were disastrous. I should have considered that when a strange person shows up with the captain asking about their feelings of the king, things could get a bit tense. I frightened at least 3 people before I realized what I looked like. I took Maeve aside to stare at my observation. Maeve, I think we have a problem. We're making it look like it's the king asking these questions. People are getting scared.
I see.
Maybe we can find a less direct approach. Listen in on some conversations instead. I should probably give you a little space too. Just don't wander off on me, alright? I want to prove what I said about Flannan is true, but you're still a Seelie. Fair enough. Mila Buichas.
Mila Buichas.
Mila Buichas! I almost had it! We start again. This time we casually stroll down the shop fronts, sticking close to doors and alleys to see what we can overhear. I did get it. I almost got it without needing to hear it. It doesn't take long before we get results. Walking past an alley, I hear the king's name being mentioned. Psst, Maeve! I call her as loud as I can without catching anyone else's attention. She turns back to me, one hand on her sword. Hear something. I nod silently and gesture for her to stay quiet and follow me. We creep towards the alley entrance, where we can just overhear the conversation. Are we gonna overhear someone, like, talking shit on the king? Oh. Yeah. And at this rate, repairs won't be ready before the hunt. The wild hunt? Sorry, got a little excited. Plotting assassination. 2 elderly people plotting to assassinate the king. Hi, One, welcome in. Posture check. Thank you for the posture check. How are you tonight, Annie?
Oh, you can count on that. Between the bat-faced druid and the mutt, a good lot of nothings get done around here. Except maybe fattening up the sentinels. Puh.
Shh, don't let people hear you talking like that. The boy's king now. What? I don't know what you're talking about. Feeling a little tired, not sleepy yet. That's fair. If you're still not sleepy when I get off of stream, do you want to Stardew? Do you want to maybe Stardew? You want to call in Stardew? Folks say he's a right mean bastard too. Hear that's why Lugade sent him away. Couldn't control him anymore. Bringing him back's probably what got him in the grave.
I'm no old man. No one's listening to what I gotta say.
Just like with my boy. He hasn't heard a word I said since he came of age. Oh, okay. So they're just complaining. The couple move on the topic of their foolish children, leaving Flannan behind. Maeve pulls away and leans against the storefront, deep in thought. There's some truth to what they're saying. Rebuilding has been slow. A lot of our resources were tied up in cleaning house. What does that mean?
Well, for one, the Unseelie Sentinels were a mess when we got here. They did as they pleased, so the ranks were full of corruption.
Oh. The entire city was as wary of them as as the thieves and murderers. Not that there was much difference at the time. Gutting the Sentinels of its rot had to be our priority. No point in rebuilding a house if it's still on fire. I've only just gotten it restructured to the point of establishing trust with the city. The court had some unsavory characters Flannan needed to take care of as well. That druid they mentioned for one. Real piece of work. Meaning no offense, the order sent him to Lugade shortly after he became king, much like how the Seelie Queen got you. No doubt Lugade accepted because it helps legitimize his rule, but... Cumin?
Quimine.
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 Quimine. Let's see. Quimine seemed to have his own ambitions here. Bad ones. Wait, Quimine? I thought the druid's name was Finn. No, you're thinking of Lugade's partner. The druid who helped start the Unseelie Rebellion. He was intended for the role of court druid, but he died before the war was ended. Quimine was his replacement, so to speak. Rogue druid of noble birth. Okay. That was the one we were talking about with the attack on, oh my god, what's the name? The attack on the tower that Shay was working at. Where the princess lived. I never met Finn personally, so I can't make claims on his character, but he and Flannan were very close. Like a second father in some ways. Maybe he would have been a better advisor than Quimine, but it doesn't matter now. Point is, we've only recently been able to turn our attention to rebuilding in these parts. I hadn't realized the delay was hitting some so hard. I'll speak to the king about sparing some more people to help the shopkeepers. We continue on our way, but one more thing the old woman said is bothering me. Maeve, what did that woman mean about Lugade sending the king away? Were they on bad terms? I guess it makes sense you wouldn't know about that. Or, at least not the details. After the war ended, Lugade and Flannan had a disagreement about the treaty. I don't know what happened, but by the end of the exchange, Lugade had exiled Flannan from the capital. Disowned him, too. Then suddenly, after decades of silence, Lugade summoned Flannan back to court and reinstated him as his heir. Not much longer after that, our beloved King Lugade dies. I suppose it's not so surprising that some people are jumping to unsavory conclusions. But I hope you don't. I hope you know it's all nonsense. Flannan loved his father beyond sense at times, and his death. Well, it's not my place to go into details, but it hit him hard. I nod, though I can't help but wonder. So far, this expedition into the Commons isn't giving Maeve the result she thought it would, insofar as settling the concerns on my mind. What else might be beyond her sights? Maybe in Flannan's exile, the prodigal son grew resentful of his father's scorn. Maybe they argued about the treaty again and things got out of hand. Or maybe it was intentional. Take power, frame the Seelie, go to war. Of course, that makes asking me to investigate a little odd, but stranger things have happened. This could just be another means of covering his tracks. That, or I'm overthinking things. Letting hearsay and my nerve-wracking introduction to the man cloud my judgment. Maeve remains quiet as we walk aimlessly around the city. The old couple's conversation seemed like it got to her. She was pretty confident this morning everyone loved the king, or at least understood him as she does. No worries, Annie. I internally debate whether or not to interrupt her train of thought. I don't want to let more time get by us, but I don't want to be rude either, especially considering my position right now. Thankfully, the decision is taken from me by the vendor that we met upon entering the city. He calls out greeting to Maeve as we pass by.
All right there, Maeve. How's the maid treating you?
Maeve returns to her characteristic genial ease immediately and gestures for me to follow her toward the vendor. I haven't actually gotten around to it, but I'll let you know. Just as their conversation starts, it's cut off by a commotion in the street where two kids are arguing aggressively. Wait here, both of you. She dashes towards the kids, who have quickly resorted to blows, leaving me standing awkwardly with the vendor. So, you've been selling here long?
Aye.
Good Devon. Good Devon.
Good Devon. Been here since long before the war. I remember when this was all Seelie land, or Onrai's land, if we're being precise. Henri? I think it's Henri.
I expect you've seen a lot of change in the city, going from Seelie to Legade and now Flannan. That's true.
Is Fearshin.
Is Fearshin.
Is Fearshin.
Is Fearshin.
Life was hard under the Seelie. Old Henri didn't like to spend time out here with the common folk and all that.
Deich sé Anusaran.
Deich sé Anusaran.
Deich sé Anusaran.
Deich sé Anusaran. He looked past us.
Lugade, though, he lived for it, you know? Loved letting the people see who is in charge. Now his son's in charge. Don't see as much of him.
I quickly scan the crowd for Maeve and find her talking to the two children, who are staring at her with fear. If I wanted to get anything else out of the vendor, now was my only chance. Did the people here like Lugade? Well, Ernoi?
Well, Ernoi.
Well, Ernoi. What? Well, Ernoi.
Well, of course. Most, I'd say. He was the one who finally stood up to the Seelie, and despite all that about him being Luch, he had a way of not being too above it all. I've known folk that shared a cask with him back in the day.
But not Flannan. The vendor shrugs apathetically.
Some say he's got a bad way about him. Could be true, but don't know anything about it. All I know is Lugade is a tough act to follow. I'll give him a chance. Besides, Maeve likes him, and that's all some of us need to know. I put my trust in her, and she puts hers in him. That's good enough for me.
Madam, Maeve must really have worked hard for the people to trust her so much they accept the king. I'm once again glad to be on her good side. The conversation slows down just in time as Maeve rejoins us. Sorry about that.
Tá brónarm faoi sin.
Tom Broner top
Tá brónarm faoi sin.
Tom Broner Tom Broner Fuishin.
Tá brónarm faoi sin.
Tom Broner Fuishin. Language. Oh my god.
Five dá laiad.
Fai da Layid.
Five dá laiad.
Fai da Layid.
Five dá laiad.
Fai da Layid. No problem. Should we keep now I can't read English. Should we keep on then? I think so. We can wrap up our tour later at the tavern. I'll buy you a drink. Grand. As we enter a tavern close to the castle to wind down, I find that I'm actually looking forward to hanging out with Maeve in a more casual setting. They're enjoying a pint. We weave through the crowd until we find a table. It's more difficult than it should be because so many people want to stop and say hi to her, gawk at me, or both. Don't take the stares personally. Captain of the Sentinels and a visiting, Tierna?
Tierna. Tierney.
A visiting Tierna's bound to turn a few heads. But I'm not. I know that, but your clothes give a certain impression. I glanced down at the garments I was gifted by Keegan, and then at the people around me. Just the fabric quality alone is something most of them won't ever see, much less use. I guess I do stand out a little. Just give them a bit to get used to you being here, and then they'll forget all about you. Maybe dress down a touch. On that topic, where should we take a seat? Ooh, let's see, what are the... Okay, none of them give a reaction for up here in the corner. What do you guys think? Do we want to sit in the middle of the room, or do we want to sit in an isolated spot and talk to her more one-on-one? What are we thinking? As I use this as an excuse to eat a few more chippies. The Fritos are okay, but they're not exactly hitting my snack craving. I don't know, mate. I want to sit and talk to her directly. Or, well, if we sit in the middle of the room, we're more likely to overhear conversations. If I want the people to get used to me like she says, I guess I better be around them for them to get used to. I find an empty table almost directly in the middle of the tavern. That's perfect. Everyone will be able to see me there, so no one can say I'm up to anything. How about right there? It's a bold idea. I like it. It tells everyone that you're not worried about their opinion. If that's how we're playing it, I'm game. As I settle into our chosen spot, Maeve goes and grabs us drinks. While I'm waiting, I notice a young man staring at me intensely. I try to ignore him, remembering what Maeve said. After an uncomfortable moment, the man stands up and begins walking straight towards me. Oh, God. You. His words are heavy and slow. He's not truly drunk yet, but well on his way. Sir? Did you need something? I hope Maeve comes back soon. Hag or witch. Incidentally, it's also a name of a crone goddess associated with winter and storms.
Cailleach.
Cailleach. You were with that Cailleach when she got Eogan and them yesterday, weren't you? Wait a second. Isn't that what the bandit called Maeve on the way here? I'm sorry, I'm not sure who that is. Do you mean the people who stole the wagon? Oh, I bet the two of you'd like me to think that. What the oh god! Oh my goodness! Oh my hi! Oh my gosh! Hello, hooligans! Hello, how's it going? Thank you so much for the raid. Hi everybody, how are you? Thank you so much. Welcome on in. Please feel free to raid and run if you need to go take care of any after stream care. If you guys need snacks, bathroom break, water, what have you. But hi, thank you so much for the follows. Thank you. My name is T. I'm your local Mimic Manor host. I kind of come and go like Howl's Moving Castle, only we're full of teeth. But hi, we play a lot of variety games. Today we're playing The Good People, which is a visual novel about the Fae of Irish folklore, which I am finding very endearing and entertaining, and I love it. Hello, yay! Yes, tea, delightful, delicious tea. A warm drink to soothe the soul or burn your tongue. Depends on how eager you are. But hi, welcome. Thank you again. I don't have a set message for raids. I just kind of stumble, fumble, and fall. But hi, make yourselves comfy and cozy, or feel free to head on out if you need to take care of anything else, or just take care of yourselves, okay? Me too. Nice. Let's see. One of the things I love about this game is because there's Irish phrases, they have a pronunciation guide. What on earth?
Codder down.
Codder down.
Codder down.
Codder down. Well, he also tried to kill me, so I'm sure you can Oh. Is he bothering you? Oh, thank goodness Maeve is back. Before I can answer, the man starts in on Maeve. I'm not bothering no one. That's not how it looks to me. Oh yeah? Gonna arrest me like Eogan? That's Maeve. That's whose route we're doing right now. I'm so glad you're here to enjoy her as well. In the game, there's only 2 routes that are currently available at the moment. I don't think they're finished yet because Shay's just ended in a cliffhanger. So we're doing Maeve's now. Shay was of the Seelie Court. Maeve is of the Unseelie Court. She is the king's right-hand man. She's really cool, and she's so pretty. We're all fawning over her today. Eogan made his choice. A poor one, but he's chose it. Are you gonna do the same? The man stares at Maeve for a long second. Just as I think he's thought better of it and is going to leave, he speaks up again. You listen here. You and your king can say whatever you like about law and order, but some of us remember what things were like before. Before Lugade and his bastard showed up and made the place and made everything worse. Oh, so then why are you mad at me? I look like someone from the Seelie Court. If you're saying you remember what it was like when it was the Seelie people. We might have been bad off before, but at least we weren't cut off from half the world. What gives you and him the right to tell us where we can go and what we can do? And I don't see how you pretending to be the Morrigan. Oh, I just heard a brief explanation on some of the stuff about the Morrigan before. That's kind of exciting. The Morrigan. The is included in the title. The goddess of chaos and war, taking many names in many forms. Have you seen her crows by chance? She appeared as a couple different things before the crows, which I think one was like a snake. I don't remember what the other one was. But then she took on her third form was the form of crows, and then told Cuchulainn to go fuck himself. But there's rumor that because she's often depicted as either one person or 3 people. And from what I learned in the video is that it's like a reflection of like the Holy Trinity that Christianity emulates, or she's actually like three sisters, kind of like the Fates. But I forgot that they mentioned the Morrigan in this game. That's exciting. I love folklore. Okay, I don't see how you pretending to be the Morrigan is any different than what Lugaid was telling people about him being Luke. I raised my eyebrows at that. Even in Ireland, stories of the goddess of war reach far and wide. Well, I'm not sure what he's talking about. If Maeve's picked up a nickname like that, she must be formidable. Everyone look out. I'm, Bob Derek?
Bog Jarrog.
Bog Jarrog. The last king to rule over all of Tir na Nog. I'm Bog Jarrog, and I'm here to take my rightful place in, Tamar. The man shouts loud enough for the whole tavern to turn and look. A couple people awkwardly chuckle, but most of the crowd waits anxiously to see Maeve's response. Why not? I have as much acclaim as that bastard does. I think that's enough. You've made your point. Are you done? Deflated by her lukewarm response, the man waves her off. That's right. Just go on and ignore me, just like your old crew. You thought everyone forgot? No. Oh, she was part of Nufiana? Oh, shit. Excuse me, Maeve, I have questions. Do you know about the princess? Because I have a friend. Shit. She was part of Nufiana. I forgot about that from the demo. Are still out there causing problems. Why aren't you doing anything about them? I said that's enough. Don't forget I've been considerate with more people than just Nufiana, as you should keep in mind. Maeve steps towards the man, putting herself between me and him. So if you won't leave now, I'll escort you by the ears. As she steps closer, his ale-induced courage wanes a little. Refusing to lose face, he tries to back away without seeming afraid. Yeah, whatever you say. Just remember some of us have long memories, and we remember where both you and the king came from, Captain. The man finally walks away, leaving Maeve and I to our drinks. I take a drink and wait to see if Maeve wants to talk. She seems to be deep in her own thoughts, though. Still, I do feel a little explanation is owed, as I was the one he started with. That guy really doesn't seem to like the king much, huh? Flannan isn't the only one he resents. He used to be one of the sentinels before I kicked him out for run-in protection rackets on shopkeepers. He's lucky I didn't do more than take his job. Oh, so he was one of the corrupted ones. Got it. But after other people, I can read, I promise. Hold on. Let me just refocus my eyes. But after the other people we've heard today, I've been naive about things, it seems. Oh, baby girl, it's okay. You're so cute when you blush, but I don't want you to feel bad. That man's not the best example, but I know there are others like him who blame Lugaid or Flannan for current conditions. It's not an entirely unfair criticism either. The war devastated this province more than any other. So many people lost their homes, their loved ones, in unthinkably violent ways. The scars will last for generations. But the misery was supposed to mean something. It was supposed to bring about a better future, and that hasn't happened yet. Not really.
I can't. No. I won't punish them for how they feel. They aren't entirely wrong. Their anger is as valid as anyone else's.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me. The king understands this too, whether or not they know it. He's not any happier about how things played out after the war, and I know he wants to make amends to fulfill the Unseelis' promise of freedom and prosperity. That's part of being a leader. People are going to criticize your decisions. You have to have faith they'll understand one day. Flannan wouldn't appreciate me putting it this way, but in all honesty, Legade left us with a lot of work to do after his death. I'm not saying he meant to, but it's just a little frustrating to hear that even among the Unseelis' more steadfast supporters, we're not afforded the same benefit of the doubt as the man who ruled over us for decades now. I scratched the back of my head a little awkwardly. Well, I don't know about that. Outside of that last fellow, I haven't heard one bad word about you, Maeve. I'm not on the throne. It sets a different expectations. At the end of the day, I just hope you're the type that doesn't judge a person by the actions of their parents. Never. The sins of the father are not the responsibility of the son. I mean, depending on the situation, but in many cases that is the case. What's your family like? No? Any reaction from this? No? Okay. Let's go with my first choice. Sorry, I really need to stop eating those chips. What's your family like? I'm not completely sure. I didn't grow up with them, so I only know what I've been told. Which is quite a bit of conflicting information. I wonder if she is related to that crow guy we saw at the end of Shay's route. The one who appeared during the fight. I'd like to hope deep down they were good people, but the war brought out the worst in all of us. Some of us didn't. Some of us did things we regret. Perhaps they regretted their actions too. You speak about them in the past tense. Do you know how they're doing now, or are they on the Seelie side? My father died before I had the chance to meet him. I don't really know what happened to my mother. Likely dead too. I'm sorry, Maeve. I hope I wasn't prying. Don't worry about it. I haven't thought of them in some time, but it's not anything I hold a lot of emotion over anymore. As Maeve finishes speaking, another question suddenly comes to mind. What was all the Nuafiana stuff about anyway? Who are they? Maeve sighs and takes a moment before answering. He was taunting me for my past because he thinks I should be ashamed of it. Well, I'm not, and I'll tell you why. The Nuafiana of today is no different than any other bandit gang, but it wasn't always like that. Not when I was a member. We were a family made up of people who had lost everything to the war. We were tired of being stepped on by both Seelie and Unseelie. King Henri did terrible things, but he wasn't the only one. Most of us knew that from experience. Fedlam, the leader at the time, took most of us out of the cold. I was brought in by a girl named Etienne, who became my best friend. We'd gotten into some serious trouble, and I didn't know where else to go. I kind of want to see. Etienne. Okay. She was already the Nuafiana, so she asked Fedlam for help. They took me under their wing, and after that, Fedlam was like a parent to me. She taught me everything she knew. Looks like we've got an ad break coming in less than a minute. Just to give you snackies a head up. There were strict rules about who we'd steal from, only people we thought deserved it, and never kept any of it for ourselves. That's how we got so many of the towns to hide or help us. They knew we'd look out for them, too. After I'd been in the Nuafiana around 50 years, Fedlam died. That's when I struck out on my own and started helping people alone. What happened to the Nuafiana? The new leader has different ideas about how they should operate. They started keeping a little for their own pockets here and there, and they became a little less strict about who they could target. Alright, we're going to take a 3-minute break for ads. So feel free to get up, stretch, get some water, what have you, and I'll see you in a few. Okay, ad's over. Let's get back to it. At least see if we can finish the first chapter before we end for the night. But we'll see. Alright. Right. So the new leader of the group decided to be a bit more loosey-goosey. Seems like they're now truly become more bandits than anything, stealing from anyone for their own benefit. It must be very hard to know you have to defend against people you considered family once. Maeve offers me a sad smile. Yes, it is. Part of me keeps hoping I'll be able to talk some sense into them. Who's the leader now? If there's someone you know, maybe you can... Maeve stares into her cup for a long time and then takes a huge swig. Setting it back down swiftly, she finally looks me in the eye. Oh!
Aichin.
Aichin, I assume. She took over after Fedlam's death. Maeve answers with finality, letting me know this particular discussion has found its end. We sit in silence for a while after that, occasionally sipping our drinks. I still want to talk to her, though. I don't know when or if I'll get another opportunity to have this kind of one-on-one time with Maeve. Part of me wants to ask her about the Morrigan nickname. I bet there's an exciting story there, but it might be nice just keeping things light after our last conversation. I kind of want to just keep things light. Or is there... Okay, no response from either, so let's just keep things light. I decided to speak up again, but turn the subject back to lighter matters. There's no need to linger on a comment made in passing. Tell me something no one else knows. That no one else knows? We're talking obscure facts, or are you trying to divulge all my dirty secrets after getting a drink in me? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Maybe a little secret. Is that gonna... Yeah, that gives me a heart point. You've had about a quarter of that pint, and I don't peg you as a lightweight, but I'll take a dirty secret since you're offering. She laughs. Ah, I love her laugh. It's so good. Alright, fine. She looks back over at me with a cheeky twinkle in her eye, then beckons me to lean over the table so she can conspire her secret into my ear. I'm listening. I'm listening. Ooh, up close. When I want something, someone, I move fast and take it. And when I fall hard. Oh my. Oh my. Oh goodness gracious. I lean back slowly, shaking my head and affecting a labored exhale. That's some secret, all right. To think you have such a fearsome reputation, if only people knew the truth. You were just a wee softy at heart. Maeve reaches across the table to playfully shove my shoulder. I prefer to think of it as confidence. Think you can keep up? Ooh. I pick up my drink and smile into it, trying and likely failing to hide my blush. Our conversation continues in this manner until we've emptied our cups. That's so cute! Oh my god, she's so cute! When we return to the castle, I let Maeve know I'd like to give my final decision to the king. She nods and tells me to come by his quarters after the feast concludes for the day, since she'd like a chance to talk to the king herself and still has some other business to attend to first. Oh, it's mushroom down there. I was wondering what that red spot was. Still, I still don't know how I'm going to do this, and I will need some help, but I think I can trust the Unseelie court enough to believe they aren't setting me up. Or at least I can trust Maeve enough to trust the king, despite some reservations. Besides, he's also my only solid lead home. As Maeve requested, I wait until the last guests leave and leave the feast before heading down the corridor to the king's chambers. My heart races as I bring my hand to the door, preparing to knock, but the sound of muffled voices gives me pause. Is Maeve still in there? It must have been an hour since I saw her head off this way. Maybe are they talking about me still? Oh, that's, man. Eavesdropping always gets me in a certain way. It's like, I hate when eavesdropping gets you caught, but like, oh, no, wait. Neither of them give me any notification. Let me just see what this says here. I can't help myself and lean against the door to eavesdrop. The thick wood makes it difficult to hear, but I can still make out bits and pieces of Maeve and the king's conversation. I'm just a bit concerned about all this. I know the crossing mumble, but we can't guarantee the Seelie will honor that, especially if this turns into a he said, she said. Perhaps we should ask someone to get involved officially. If we're caught, we could be seen as instigators. I'm aware of the risk, mumble, is out of the question. It seems blank sympathetic to my suspicions. He refuses to something without evidence to implicate something. Probable motive was insufficient. We have no choice. We're on our own in the matter, and the Seelie cannot come away from this unpunished. I won't allow it. Too much is at stake. If we show weakness now... I understand that you worry for the druid, but of all candidates, they should know the price for failure. Oh, dang, what? Their voices continue to muffle and fade as they walk farther away from the door. I can't make out anything else. My stomach turns as I mull over what I heard. At least Maeve seems to be taking my safety into consideration, but the king sounds like he's prioritizing his vendetta against the Seelie above all else. But unfortunately, this changes nothing about my situation. If this deal is my only way out of the other world, it looks like I'll be putting quite a bit of faith in Maeve while I'm here. Whoa. Straightening my back, I take a deep breath and knock on the door. There's silence for a moment, followed by the shuffling of footsteps. You may enter. Here goes nothing. So, my captain tells me you have something you'd like to discuss. I do, Your Majesty. It's about the deal you offered me. You've made your decision, then? Yes, Your Majesty, I have. I try my best to look respectable as I answer him. My next words are chosen carefully as I consider all the stories I grew up hearing about the good people, even if it's hogwash, or irrelevant to Tuatha Dé Danann. I've decided that I'm willing to accept your deal. I'll try to find out if someone in the Seelie court murdered your father. Maeve and the king share a pensive look between them that likely has something to do with that bit of conversation I overheard. Regardless, the king turns back to me and answers. You fully understand both the risks and You both fully understand. You fully. Okay, let's try that again. You fully understand both the risks and expectations of this task. Thank you. Jeez, fuck. I do believe so, Your Majesty. In that case, we will begin immediately. You have my gratitude, Daona. Your Majesty, would you mind not calling me Daona? Welcome back, Ane. I was told that was what the Seelie court calls you, is it not? Well, it's a long story, but the short of it is... Oops, I'm holding on the button. The short of it is that that's not really my name. I see. Then what shall we call you? I hadn't thought this far when I asked them not to call me Daona. I shouldn't just give them my name, right? Never give the Fae your name. Unless you don't want to use that name anymore, don't give the Fae your name. Thank you for the lurk. Thank you. Both of them stare at me, waiting as I awkwardly stand there debating what to do. If I give them another name, I might not answer to it, or forget. Technically, a nickname isn't my real name, so that should work, right? You can call me T. I'd also prefer if you use they, them, if that's alright. Very well, T. Robin will escort you and your mare home from here, in the same fashion you were brought. In 2 weeks, you and my captain will meet, and you will then relay any information you've uncovered to her. From there, you will determine another meeting if necessary. Captain will brief me on her return. Are these terms acceptable? Well, Maeve, sounds like another date. Where would you like to meet? And you never even asked Maeve. Well, I don't think he has to ask Maeve when he's her boss. So... Well, Maeve, sounds like another date. Another date? Maeve, you've been busy. I wasn't aware we were on the first one, but I guess I could see it now. In that case, next time I'll have to make up for it. Does a bunch of huge old stones in the forest sound romantic enough? I hear the Druid's Crossing is nice and isolated most of the time. Only if you plan to bring your flock of stalkers with you. I'll throw in Robin for good measure. I have no idea what the Druid's Crossing is, so I hope I can discreetly figure it out when I get back to the Seelie Court. Otherwise, I'm going to be in even worse trouble. Are you laughing at me, sir? Well, this is observationally fascinating, and yes, I will be remembering this later. We do have a murder to solve. My cheeks flush in embarrassment. Sorry, Your Majesty. You know, you could use some old-fashioned flirting yourself, Flannan. Have an interest in my relationships now, do you? Only when you threaten to hold mine against me. Oh, God! Thank you for the videos, music lover. Thank you. As I was saying, you will meet up with Maeve in 2 weeks' time. I expect the two of you to have an actual discussion. I'll do my best, but you know how I get around someone as cute as them. My cheeks are burning hot now, and the king, for all his stoicism, seems to get something of a laugh out of it too. I'll make sure to give you more time to return then. Yeah! I love that he's like immediately like, alright, I support your relationship. I think it said that it'll save the bookmark for me. Okay, that's just history. Okay. Bookmark for this chapter will be automatically created. Yes. Okay, perfect. So considering the time, it is 3.5 hours. We're gonna call it here for the night. We did finish Book of the Soldier for what's available right now. So we will need to keep an eye out for when that gets updated for the rest of Shay's route, because I need to know what the fuck's going on. Let's see if we can find anyone fun to read out to. Let's see. Brum, 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 brum. Who do we have playing stuff right now? If anybody has any suggestions while I scroll, please feel free. Otherwise, it might be one of my usual suspects. B's still streaming? Let me see here. B's still streaming. Oh, we're gonna raid out to B. We're gonna raid out to B. B is still streaming. So alright guys, you know the drill. Until next time, you stay happy, healthy, hydrated, at least one of the three. Okay? And I will catch you on Thursday for some more fun times, alright? Until then, take care of yourselves. Bye!